Hey, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Good to see you, dude.
You too. I was trying to jam along to your riff there while you were coming in. So I'm sitting there just kind of,
Oh, yeah.
what are you doing? I'm like, that's a cool little riff.
I got to relearn that actually. I recorded that years ago.
Isn't it funny how you record stuff or you learn how to play something and then like you listen to it like years later or even months later, you're like, how the hell did I do that?
Yeah. Because a lot of times, let's say for myself, if I write a riff or a song idea or whatever, as soon as I write it, I track it. I put it down so I don't forget it. And
Right.
because thankfully to home studios and everything that I use here, I'm able to record like that. I recorded all myself.
Yeah, that sounds
So,
good. That sounds awesome. It's kind of
thanks,
got.
man.
I still love that song you did. I always mention it, Heavy Mellow, that old song. That's like one of my favorites you've done. It reminds. I mean, it's a different riff, but still kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It's heavy, you know.
Wow, thank you very much, man.
So
Yeah,
what's going on?
available on iTunes, by the way. Oh, StreamYard, what's going on, man? Last night was having all sorts of glitches, all sorts of glitching out going on here.
Yeah, I got to check the show out. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna try to watch it tonight for when I'm having dinner. I'm gonna try to watch your show last night.
Awesome.
I got a night off, or day off.
Right on. Well, hey, everybody. This is Johnny Beane and Rob Johnson. It is July 18th, 2020, 5:07 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:07 Santa Cruz time. And we are live on Facebook, I'm assuming. Like I said, StreamYard was kind of glitching. They've been having a lot of problems lately. So anyway, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube as well. And here on YouTube, you can become a channel member, which is basically a sponsor of the channel. You sponsor the videos, you help in the production, the creation of the videos, the live shows, everything. And the top tier of the channel members are executive producers like Charles Green, Joe Christian, Thomas Santiago, Music Therapy Laz, Mike Neese, Michael Smith, and Steve Carmichael. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, you guys. Look at that. The whole chat's full of them. Look at that.
Awesome.
It's all the green. And this is on the YouTube side, by the way. On Facebook, you'll be seeing a different chat, but on YouTube, when you're a channel member, your name is in green. You get a little guitar emoji next to your name. It's a great way to stick out.
Wait, little guitar?
Yeah. Little guitar. Yeah. And by the way, this is also a podcast. There we go. So make sure to subscribe and listen to the Johnny Beane podcast on iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, which I forgot to put up there. I'll have to fix that card.
Cool.
So I'll do that later. But
Nick,
yeah.
what's going on, buddy?
Hey, man.
Nick, sorry I fell off the face of the earth last week. Nick sent me a message, like it was last week one night, on a guitar, and I responded back and forth. It was on a PD Wolfgang that he was showing me. It was really nice looking. It was one of those old, it must have been a 96. It was one of the original ones. It was a tobacco burst quilt top. So it had to be one of the first runs of the PVs. That was really cool. But then I kind of fell off the face of the earth because I passed out because it was a long day at the academy. So almost done. I have 4 days left, and I graduate next week. So,
oh, congratulations, man!
Thanks, man. It's been a hell of a 9 weeks, but
what you're doing. I mean, what you're doing. I would say, not everybody, not everybody, could do what you're doing right now, and that's that's awesome.
We actually started with and again, I'll when I get graduated and next week and everything, and Johnny and I'll do another show, and I'll start doing some stuff on my channel as well too. But I'll tell you guys more about what happened then, because I'm not supposed to talk about it. But we're not, for whatever reason, we're not supposed to say anything until it's over. But that's fine. But what I will say is we started with like 25 people. back on May 26th, I think was the first day. It was the day after Memorial Day, so it was May 26th. And now we're down to like 19. So we, over the course of the first month and a half, people just, a bunch of people dropped out because it was difficult for them. Physically and mentally. I mean, it's not just physically demanding. It's very physically demanding, but it's also very mentally demanding, going through the stress of being screamed at and the head games and all that, But whatever. I mean, it's done for a reason. It's to tear you down and build you back up, to make sure that the people that are going into that career of working with, pretty bad people in a correctional facility, dealing with bad people, they can deal with it. So it's done for a purpose. It's not done just for fun and games. But now the nice part, now that we're at the tail end, we've got it all figured out, and I'll tell more about it then. But so we ended up losing a bunch of people, but now it's at the tail end, so it is what it is. But Clayton James Hicks, what's up? Today is Stratter Day. Yes, it is.
Hey, Clayton James Hicks. Today is Stratter Day. That's right, man. Welcome, man. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Who do we got in here?
Thank you, Mike Neese. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mike Neese, huge supporter of us. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mike. Music Therapy Laz, The Night, Crazy Cook 678. Welcome, man. Crazy Cook, I'm using your light, man. Thank you again so much.
I forgot to ask you, how's that light working out?
It's great.
Okay, so now that you just said that, I absolutely see. Now I see, like, it's definitely different than the last show. When you just came on before we went live, Johnny and I were talking. I was like, looks a little different. It looks more. Yeah,
that's it right there.
I remember we did the unboxing last Saturday.
Yeah.
I was on the show. That was awesome. Yeah, it looks great, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, it's very bright. And yeah, I'm lit a little differently today because I usually have a light over here which isn't on, and of course, the sun coming through that window, which has been all these years just weird.
Yeah, I apologize for the sun coming through this window. I got the shades down, but it's a beautiful day here in Massachusetts. It's hot as hell, which is great. It's humid, but thank goodness for the pool.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice here, man.
Yeah,
it's really nice here in Santa Cruz today. Gonna go for a nice hike cool. A little later on.
Nice. What's the temperature? Would you say?
It's probably. Well, actually, I can look. It's 62.
Oh, that's got to be beautiful up there.
It's really nice. Really nice. Hugh Caldwell is here.
What's up, Hugh?
Vista Light 1972 is here. Thomas Santiago, Nick Horton, Johnny Bean TV, Brian Spalding, Music Therapy Laz, Fender Guru. Let's see, yeah. Welcome, Shane T. Neal. There you are. Good to see you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we just thought we'd go live again today. It's kind of a quiet Stratter Day, as Clayton James Hicks would call it. So I was like, hey, let's go live. I actually waited to text Johnny this morning. I waited for him to text me first, so I didn't wake him up. So Johnny texted me this morning on something, and then I'm like, hey, you want to do a show? And so I didn't feel guilty about waking him up finally.
Oh, I was up, man. I woke up at like 6:30 or 7, like way too early for me. And then I was up. I was sitting on the couch here for like an hour, and then I went out already. I went to the post office.
Yeah, last night on Facebook, good night, which was like 5 a.m. here. I wanted to respond, good morning. Yeah.
I think somebody did.
Because I couldn't sleep for crap last night. I mean, I'm an early riser anyways. I'm usually up by like between 5 and 6 o'clock normally. But with the academy going on, I'm up at like 4:45 just because I have to get up and feed the animals and get stuff ready to go and excuse me, and all that. And I hate getting up that early. I am just not. It is not good. I have a cup of coffee that an ex of mine gave me a few years ago. It's so funny. It's the only way I can describe it is to show you. So I could go find it, but I'm not going to bother. But so it's a coffee cup, and I love this thing. I'm gonna have it sometime. So there's notches. There's 3 notches. There's a line here and a line here and a line here, and the first notch says shh. The second notch says almost there. And then the bottom notch says, okay, you may speak softly, it says. And that is exactly her person. Well, I mean, I haven't seen her in a few years, but that is exactly her personality. When we hang up, you could not talk to this girl. Well, I mean, you could have slept in, but like if we woke up really, really early, for whatever, you could not talk to her for at least the first cup of coffee, or it would be like, what's that lady with the freaking snakes coming out of her hair, Medusa or whatever.
Medusa.
You turn to stone,
Let's see. Is Nightbot in here?
Yeah, where is Nightbot?
Oh, there you are. There's Nightbot.
Hey, Fender Guru, what's up? Thanks, man. It's always good to see you in the show too. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Fender Guru. I saw I don't know, like an hour ago. I've got the chat open for these videos, so usually I'm here just to let you guys know, you guys that are watching. Once the video is created, like once you see it pop up on YouTube, or Facebook, I'm sitting here doing things, but I'm available to the chat, so you can always say hi. Even if it's like half an hour before the show, and I'll probably say hi back because I'll be here.
Right.
But I think Fender Guru had actually said something. He's like, Rob's the man or something.
Well,
I saw it, which is true.
I'm joking. But somebody just asked a question actually. No, I'm not the man. I'm just a normal person. But Crazy Cook 678 is funny. Every time we do a show, someone asks this question, and I'm thinking the same thing. Crazy Cook says, Rob, what's going on with a snake dragon guitar? Still in production. It's RCA Guitars. Jeff Rich is he's not probably the speediest builder, but he's probably one of the, if not the best, at recreating guitars, and it's worth the wait. So it's still in production. I talked to Jeff a few weeks ago, and he's working on it. He's actually doing 3 snake dragons, and one is for Chris Hubbard, one is mine, and one is for another guy, or another gentleman, I should say. And he's working on them. So I'm hoping to have it sometime. I mean, and I'm not joking, but I'm serious. I'm hoping to have it sometime before Christmas. Honestly, hopefully by the fall. I'm not in a massive hurry for it because patience is something at 46 years old, I still have very little of, so it's actually good for me to have to wait for something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming. No, it's coming. It's probably going to be in the next few months, but it's going to be freaking awesome when it gets here. I'm really excited. I've always wanted to have a snake dragon guitar, but I got my Purple Music Man back, as you guys saw last week. Johnny saw, and this morning when I actually put a Music Man bridge on it. I was able to get a Music Man bridge.
Awesome.
It had a Gatto bridge on it, which is what the Music Mans are anyways. And that's what he had on his purple and his amber was an actual Gatto stamped bridge. He did not have a stamped Music Man bridge, but they're all made by Gatto anyways for the Music Man, with the brass blocks and everything. But I just kind of wanted it to be a stamped Music Man bridge. So I found one, and it was actually a gift from one of our watchers from the show who actually wanted to remain nameless, otherwise I would have given his name. So he actually donated it, and which was really freaking awesome. So yeah, I installed that. Yeah, and there she is. Now that's the guitar I was actually going for originally. Now that bridge on there, you can't see it, but it is stamped Gatto. I have a picture from a Young Guitar magazine of that up close with Eddie holding the drill, and you can see it says Gatto on it, like his amber one did. But that guitar was his number 2 guitar, and it has the black headstock with no signature, which was also kind of unique about that guitar, because his amber number 1 and the purple one, that one, the number 2, did not have signatures. Eddie was, remember that quote Johnny Eddie had? He kind of changed his mind when he went with Peavey. But you probably remember this. Back in the early 90s when he was the Music Man, Eddie was not a fan of having his name, or well, not his name, but he was not a fan of his signature on guitars. He wasn't a big fan of that. And remember that there was an article I remember him reading, or I remember reading of him saying that. I can't tell you where it is, but remember hearing it? Do you remember that at all? He said, "I'm not a big fan of my signature on guitars, on my personal guitars."
On his personal one? No, I don't remember. I don't remember reading that, but
I know for a fact I read that years and years ago, and at some point I'll come across it again. So that's why I think. Well, that it also might be because the number 1 amber and that one were some of the, one of the first ones that came out, and they weren't in production yet, so they probably weren't stamping the, the headstocks with the signatures. And that's probably why that one has a black headstock, because they were probably trying some different things. And if you look at the Peavey Wolfgangs, years later that came out, they all had black headstocks, which is kind of interesting because that's might have been what Eddie was going for at that time. But that's the guitar I was going for with my purple initially. And then the quilt came out so nice. I'm like, you know what? I just want to make it look factory. So that's why I had Craig from CHS Guitars do it up the way he did. So that's why I had the Gatto bridge on it, because I was going for that number 2. And then when I got it, I'm like, oh man, it's like I really want to have it more factory. So that's why I ended up putting the Music Man bridge on.
Hey, Gary Atkins is watching, and Cobra Kai, yeah. A friend of mine, was on NPR just recently. I think it was NPR. We were talking about it on when I was on with Dave Lopez over on Flipside's channel. We talked about it. If you go to the community tab on the channel here, and you'll see that video. It's a picture of Dave with Yngwie Malmsteen. Click on that video, and he talked about that. And I think if you go to Flipside's Facebook, it might be pinned at the top of the page. The link to that. Yeah. Anyway, that's a good old friend of mine and his band. They just started releasing new music after years, and they're getting a lot of great press.
Oh, that's awesome.
They had one of their songs featured in a TV show like last week on like the CW or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're great. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Yeah, I always liked the purple Music Man. I mean that's such a great grape.
Great guitar. Yeah.
That's such a grape color, man.
You know what's ironic is I've owned probably over the years, I've probably owned not as many Music Mans as Peaveys. I've owned 1 million Peavey Wolfgangs over the years. I've probably owned, I have 4 now, but I've probably owned an easy 30 Peavey Wolfgangs over the years. Easily.
Are you kidding?
Easily. And a lot of them the same colors. Oh, I've had reds and greens and
wow.
And ambers and like the Humans Being black and the cream, and I mean all kinds of colors, you name it, purples. And I've probably owned 5 original EVH signature guitars over the years. I've had a couple of Axis and a few EXs. But the ironic thing is I've never owned a purple Music Man ever. I've had blue, I've had amber, I've had red. I actually had a pink one for a very, very short period of time, and I had a hard time showing that, playing that. I love it, but it was one of those deals where you look like a pussy if you're, whatever.
Oh.
Anyways, I don't mean like no pun intended that, but like a wimp, like a dude playing a pink.
Showing up with a pink guitar.
Yeah, I didn't mean it the way that it came out, but But
Well, that is one of the rare ones, man.
it is. And I've had
Yeah.
green, I've had all kinds of colors, but I never had a purple one. And I've had probably 4 or 5 purple PVs, and they've been great guitars. But I've always wanted a purple Music Man. And for whatever reason, I never had one. So I had an opportunity to get a purple one, which I did. And that's why I got rid of my purple PV. But when I got the purple, as you guys all know, it was so dark and almost looked black, which is why I ended up doing what I did and having Craig redo it. And he did an awesome job on it. So, you know, Killer Chimp said, how does the, hold on a sec, Killer Chimp, we'll answer that in a second. There was a question up here. Will Neal says, how does the Music Man bridge compare to an original Floyd? Quality-wise, they're just as, in my opinion, quality-wise, they're just as good.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer an original Floyd. I mean, this is like a whale tail version of it, but it's still the same thing. I mean, that's what I prefer for my replicas. But honestly, I mean, Johnny would know because he has Music Mans and he's played them. They're great bridges.
Well, one.
Right. Yeah,
I've only had one of each guitar, not 30.
Played other Music Mans though with Music Man bridges, Godos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're good. I mean, they're all US. You know, the USA made ones. They're excellent guitars.
Yeah.
They feel a little different. Like the bar is longer or something. There's something different about it on the Music Man.
The only thing,
maybe the shape, maybe the bend. You know how the bars. I don't have a wah bar sitting here, but you know how they're you know, there's a slight.
Right.
Yeah, like let's look at yours.
Yeah, well, this one is a whale tail version, so this one's a little straighter than normal. But yeah, it's yeah, they have a bend to them. But since you got me pulled up here, one of the differences is with the Music Man bridges, which they're Gatto bridges. I'm sure you guys are going to want to hear about this guitar. Everybody wants to see the 5150. I might bring it out, but so on the Eddie originally, a lot of people don't know this. Eddie and Johnny has one on his, and he can talk about it in a minute. But Eddie originally, and there was a guitar for the Practicing Musician magazine in 1990 with a picture of Eddie with his original Amber #1. He had an original Floyd Rose, German-made Floyd, on his original Amber. You can see it says Floyd Rose, just like this one does. And that is why on Eddie's original Music Man, it's actually routed under the bridge. It's hard to see, but it's got a route. Because on the original Floyds in the front here, it's straight. So when you bend the bar down, the knife edge actually, the way he had it set up, dug into the wood. So, and it, you know, the way he wanted it low enough. And of course he wants it to, you know, sit flush on the body, but it dug into the wood. So he ended up switching it out, and Music Man routed, you know, on that original guitar had a route underneath to combat that. But then they ended up going with a Gatto bridge, which said it was a Godo bridge, or Godo, whatever, but it was stamped Music Man. And on those bridges, the knife edge in the front is slanted, so you can bend the bar down and it won't dig into the wood, and you can have it really low. So that's why on the production model Music Mans, they don't have that route under the bridge. Eddie's did, because originally he had an original Floyd Rose on his. That's the picture. Johnny's got it. So you can't see it, or maybe you can a little bit. I have a picture in a Young Guitar magazine, and I had this professionally done to my Music Man, believe it or not, my Amber, to make it more like Eddie's. But there's actually a route under the front edge of that bridge, and that is to allow that original German Floyd Rose knife edge to not dig into the wood. And then for whatever reason after that, Eddie decided to go with a Gatto bridge. I don't know why. But when they did that in the production models, that's why the original production model EVHs don't have the route like his did. Kind of interesting, you know, useless fun facts there, but if you're into that kind of stuff, it's cool. But the Gatto bridges are made in Japan. They're great bridges. They have brass blocks, not big brass blocks, but brass blocks. The saddles are a little different in that they're shaped a little differently, and when you take the saddles off, you actually have to take the saddle screw out all the way in order to get the saddle off, which is versus an original Floyd. If you just loosen the saddle screws, you can go up and down with them without having to take it all the way off. And the actual base shape is a little bit different, but quality-wise, they're really awesome bridges. They're incredible. And the difference is, Music Man had a deal with Gatto, so even though they were Gatto bridges, they were stamped Music Man. But on Eddie's original Amber, that guitar that Johnny just showed, and that purple one, shortly thereafter that picture, he removed that original Floyd and put a stamped Gatto on there, and then also on the purple one. So the Eddie's original Amber and the purple one were actually, I don't know, Johnny, would you call them prototypes, or probably first runs before they released those guitars to the public, right?
Yeah, I would say, you know, his stuff would be either prototype or first run.
Right.
I'd say, you know, with any artist with signature instruments, you know, it's prototype first, and then, you know, usually they get the first run. Actually, I looked up Gatto too, so let's look at some Gatto bridges.
Actually, yeah, go ahead, show that. I'm gonna go grab the one that I just took off.
You have one?
Yeah, I got one. I got the one that I just took off.
David Addis. David.
What's up, Dave?
Brian Spalding, man. Brian, if you can get him, I'll let him on.
Yep.
I know you've got some connections. Okay, so here's some Gatto, different ones.
Yeah, there's some different styles. The
new
different they're doing now are a little okay. That one that says Gatto Japan, that's one of the newer versions.
That looks new.
Yeah.
This one that one on the left looks closer to the one that I had.
Yes, and that's
on
my hands
on my Music Man.
Yep.
It wasn't stamped there the same, but the shape looks more similar to it. The saddles, the Gatto bridges really have the saddles are what kind of give it away to me.
Yeah, they're rounded on the top.
It has a look to it that the Floyd Rose didn't.
Yep, they're more. Yeah, it's a more kind of a. Yeah, it's not as sharp.
It's like rounder or something.
Right. Yeah, they're not as sharp edged as the original Floyds. Yeah, you're right. They're rounded. They're more rounded on the base and on the saddles.
Yeah,
but they're great bridges, and essentially the Music Man bridges are exactly that. It's just that they stamped it Music Man, but on the brass block, they are still stamped Gatto. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I remember mine because I was always taking my guitars apart.
Yep.
You know, like I remember I was at the studio at Desmond Child's house, and I was about to record a guitar track, like a solo or something, and right before I took my guitar apart. Everybody in the studio, they're like, "What are you doing?" They couldn't believe it. They'd never seen somebody take their guitar apart before they were supposed to record.
Typical. That's like Eddie. That's something Eddie would do. You know, take his guitar.
And it was my Music Man too. So it was the music, because that was my main guitar at the time.
Well, it's like Eddie, the number 4 Wolfgang, the number 4 prototype Wolfgang back in 07. Remember this story? I mean, I have a replica of that guitar. Well, it's not. It's a real Wolfgang, but it's a replica of that guitar with the paint job wise. But remember, Johnny, like right before a show, I don't know if it was Philly or whatever it is, him and Matt Bruck took the pickup out and they routed out they hogged out the pickup cavity so he could move the pickup around a little closer to the bridge or something, or further, or whatever it was.
Oh, the number, the one that's at that Hard Rock.
Yeah, the number 4. The number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah, they routed out the pickup cavity like 2 hours before the show because Eddie wasn't satisfied with the sound. So it's pretty cool, pretty neat.
I'll find a picture of that because we've got that in the Discord.
Now here is my Gatto bridge. This is the one that I just took off my Music Man. and you can see it's. Whoop, there you go. I got to turn it this way because if I do it this way, you can't see it. But it's stamped Godot on the side, and it's a great bridge. I mean, it's. But the saddles are more rounded, and the base is a little more rounded. But it is a brass block, and I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't know if you can see that, but it says there you go, Godot. It's stamped Godot now on the brass block. Now on that brass block, this is the exact same block that is on the Music Man bridges, and those are also stamped Godot. But I mean, the bars are a little different. They have this kind of a, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of like it's got a little notch right here, and then it's fluted almost on the end. It kind of like flutes out, you know, which, I mean, it's hard to tell when you look at it from a distance, but when you look at it up close, I mean, that's kind of cool, but it's not really my favorite thing. But other than that, I mean, the bars are a little straighter than your average Floyd, but they're great quality bridges. They really are. They're really, really awesome bridges. And this is the one that Eddie has on his original amber and his number 2 purple. Really cool bridges, but they're essentially the same as the Music Man bridges. Music Man, they just say Music Man. They're pretty much almost exactly the same. But yeah, that's the Godot bridge.
Nice. Here's that picture you're just talking about, or that guitar.
Yeah, that's the number 4.
Look at that.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. I'll show you mine.
Wow. That's so cool. R2, R3. Locky Nut. Welcome, man. I was watching you last night, man, for a little bit. Actually, we raided you, didn't we? Oh, there's yours.
Yeah. Here's my number 4.
So you have a similar.
Yeah. So when
wow.
Mine, yeah, we routed the pickup out. Well, Hubbard did this. Chris Hubbard did this. Yeah.
Did you do that after you saw it or before?
No, Hubbard did it before because we saw pictures of it.
It looks that looks a little clean.
Yeah.
Compared to that.
Oh yeah, Eddie's is a little nastier. Yeah, just a little gnarlier. Yeah.
You're gonna have to add some shredded wheat into yours.
Exactly.
to get that effect.
And you can tell Eddie did that right before the show. Him and Matt Brook did it before the show. But yeah, this is an arch top. It's actually a PV Wolfgang body, and Hubbard painted it black and put the number 4 stencil and hogged out the pickup cavity. I put the EVH bridge on. It's got EVH pickups, and this is a real EVH neck, and we just sanded off the headstock. It's I think Eddie's was a tilt back, where this is a special neck, but you know that's probably the only difference. But this is a great guitar. It's really cool, and it plays. It's not in tune, but it plays amazing. It's a cool guitar. But yeah, this is the number 4 prototype.
I like that.
Yep. It's a cool.
Yeah, and here's the actual one.
Yep. I saw that, or we saw that. We sat right in the same booth in Philadelphia last year in September.
You and Chris?
Me and Chris, yeah, Chris and I, yeah, we went to visit Scott Smith.
and you drooled all over your hamburgers?
Yeah, the funny thing is we went there for it was the weekend we went to the Met. Chris came to visit, and we went to the Met to see the Frankie, and then after the Frankie, we drove to Philadelphia and hung out with Adam Reaver at Futon, hung out with him for a while. Then we went to Scott Smith's place and spent the night at Scott's. And then the next day on the way home, we swung into the Hard Rock Cafe in downtown Philly. And we got there right when they opened at 11 a.m. So nobody was there, you know.
For breakfast.
Yeah. It was like lunch, you know, just before. It was like a brunch. And we walked in and we were like the only ones there.
Do they have breakfast? There's a Hard Rock. I've only ever thought of the Hard Rock as having hamburgers. Do they even have breakfast?
Yeah, I think it's lunch, like, you know, whatever. But yeah, we're right, because that's why they open at 11. But so we got in and then we looked over and there it is. It's the number 4. So I asked the lady, like, can we sit in that booth next to Van Halen guitar? She's like, yeah. So we sat right there, literally like 2 feet away. And had, you know,
you're like, can we get to that booth quick?
Yeah.
As soon as you saw.
Yeah. So when Hubbard, when Hubbard offloaded this guitar,
Hey, Bozique.
here I was like, oh, I want it. I want to have the number 4. But
I like that, man.
it's just a cool guitar. It's different,
Yeah. I think I've got some pictures of him playing it too.
Yeah. He played that guitar. He played, well, they call it Tobacco or Sunburst or whatever you want to call it. He played a few of them. And then he also played like a cream one, I think. He had a whole bunch of Wolfgangs he was testing out then.
Mm-hmm.
Killer Chimp says, how does the tuning of the Steinberger compare to a Floyd when you use the whammy bar? The tuning? Well, I mean, it's pretty much the same. I mean, on Eddie's Floyds, I mean, obviously they're not floaters. They're flushly mounted. So as you know, you can only go down with a bar. On another type of Floyd, you can have them floating and pull up on the bar and do all kinds of crazy stuff. But on Eddie's, they didn't. However, on the Steinberger guitar, obviously it's floating, but yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's a cool guitar. I always thought that was neat.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's awesome.
Headstock too. I like that unfinished headstock.
Have you seen my phone case? I showed it to you, right?
Yeah. Don't you have a? Yeah, I did. Yeah. With duct tape.
No, my new case.
New one?
Pink and purple sparkle.
Oh, you got one of those little clicky fingery things.
Oh yeah, the pop.
The pops, yeah.
The pop thing, yeah. The cheapest case I could find was pink, and so I had to get a pop thing to match.
Well, we're talking about pink guitars.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about the pink Music Man. I've got my pink phone case. I call it my Little Pony.
My Little Pony, yeah.
No, yeah, the other one you're talking about, this one, I still have it. It's horrible, man.
That is like that's like a Frankenstrat for crying out loud. It really is.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you have a Wolfgang with an unfinished headstock too? You got an EVH with an unfinished headstock.
I do. I do. I'll show that.
Yeah, that's a cool guitar.
I'll show you guys that in a second.
But on that Steinberger Killer Chimp, yeah, I mean, on the Steinberger, it's floating, but as you probably already know, but the trans trem allows it's calibrated and cammed in such a way that when you go down with a bar on that Steinberger, each string goes down in tune with all the strings go down in tune as a chord. They don't go down separately. So it actually sounds like you're playing slide. And that's what makes, yeah, that's an awesome picture. That's a really, it's got the little kickstand that's knocked down there. So, I mean, the tuning on them, yeah, I mean, you can still tune them the same, but when you abuse the bar, you're going to get different sounds when you hit a chord. Like right now, if I hit, when I go down with a bar, yeah, it sounds cool. But if I did that on my Steinberger or like Eddie's, and I hit that same A chord and I went down with a bar, it would sound like I'm playing slide because each string would be going down in tune as a chord.
Mm-hmm.
And it still amazes me that how back in early to mid 80s or mid 80s Ned Steinberger came up with. I mean, that's just like ingenious engineering right there. I mean, still today, I mean, I don't think anybody's really ever topped the trans trem design. I mean, it's just so cool.
I've never played one. Actually, I have. A friend of mine, I did play on one time, but it was like 1993. It was a long time ago, and I don't think I really could really mess around with the guitar too much because it's way super expensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I come out to see you, I'm going to bring mine. I'm going to bring my Music Man, the amber one, and I want you to see that. I definitely want you to see that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you got to play that thing, Johnny. I mean, that's such a cool.
That'd be very, very interesting.
Bozique, what's going on?
Bozique.
We were in Philly a year ago in September, when the Frank was out in was at the Met. Yeah, Bozique, I heard. I talked to him all the time, so I already heard about that. Yeah. And thank you. I can't believe that photo is like 25 years ago now. Which one? Oh, you're talking about the number 4 guitar, Bozy? Yeah. Yeah. I know. Is that the, wait, 2007? Is that 25? No, that's not 25. Oh, damn, time flying.
Well, this year feels like it's been at least 5 years.
Or are you talking about the picture from Johnny
So,
Show?
talking about the Steinberger.
Yeah, that's way more.
That's
like,
longer than 25. That's more like 30.
that's like 35 years ago.
That's 1980. That's 1988.
88, yeah, the OU812 tour.
Which is what? That's 30 years ago.
That's like, yeah, that's like, it's like 88, 98, 2008, 18. That's 32 years ago.
That's 32 years ago.
Damn. And you know what he was playing on that guitar? That's such a cool song, though. I love that. Summer Nights, very cool tune. Very cool tune. Do you guys run the top of your pickup parallel with a body, or the slop of your strings? I don't quite understand what you're saying, Fender Guru. Johnny, do you understand that question?
Sorry, I had to unplug my headphones for a second. I didn't hear it.
Fender Guru says, do you guys run the top of your pickup parallel with a body, or the slop of your strings? Are you talking about like tilting your pickup? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. I mean, I know slop of your strings, like, like sloppy string, but I mean, I'm not quite sure what you mean.
I don't know. 700 years. Mid-90s. Well, even the mid-90s wasn't 25 years ago. No, maybe it was. No. Yes.
Hold on.
Slope?
My phone just went off. Hold on. Here we go. I'm back.
Slop?
Yeah, I don't know what he means by slop.
What does slop mean?
I mean, like, can you slop like that kind of slop?
You mean like a sloppy Joe or a slopey Joe?
Sloppy Joe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see. Pink is okay. Brian Spalding says, Johnny, pink is okay.
Yeah, pink is fine.
Yeah.
Although I do kind of hide it if I'm out and around,
Talking about the Steinberger
slope.
Makes you hungry for a burger. Yeah, burgers are good. Steinbergers are good.
The slope of the pickup?
Maybe he means slope, not slop.
Slop?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're talking about, that's what I thought he meant, like tilting the pickup. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends what guitar it is. If it's a guitar that Eddie played that doesn't have it, I don't do it. If it was one that he did, I do, because I just try to recreate Eddie's guitars. I don't really notice the difference, though. I mean, I don't know about you, John. I don't notice a difference between slanting the pickups or not.
The only difference you would really get is the you get a difference in tone, of course, because of the
pole.
It's not picking up the strings as loudly.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the behind it, but I've never really noticed the difference. And I mean, I don't know. Eddie obviously did, because that's why he was the one that started that whole thing, right, Johnny? I mean, that's why the Frankenstrat was.
Yeah. And here, I'll
Oh yeah, I want to see your EVH.
Okay, let me grab that real quick.
Oh, while you're doing that, somebody, I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Fender Guru or Bozique, but this is my 5150, my Kramer 5150, my custom build. It's pretty much an exact replica of what Eddie's would look like today, or does look like today. Really cool guitar. So it's spent a lot of time on this one. Or actually, Hubbard built this one a couple of years ago, and Yeah, it's awesome. This is a cool guitar. This is probably the best 5150 I've ever had. I mean, the relicing on it is just second to none. Adam Reaver actually has seen and played this guitar. I brought it to him at the EVH Con. He's just, I mean, Adam basically said he even said he's like, that thing is insane. So it's cool. Hubbard did a great job on it. It's a lock body and a Randy Butala neck. And yeah, it came out really cool. So
Nice. Well, here's my my EVH.
Yeah, I love that natural finish.
Yeah, it's just a natural. Here, I'll do this. It's just natural finish, and then it's a Japanese body, Chinese neck.
Oh, I love it.
And then the neck was the headstock was like red or burgundy. Yeah. What color would it have been? When I got it, it was like burgundy, and it's had all the the decal.
Yeah,
Steve Anderson would say
the decal.
And then I sanded it to make it match the color of the body.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool.
So,
that guitar much?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Oh, the only thing about it, which I don't know if I'll change it at some point. Normally, if I play a hardtail guitar, I'll use 10s.
Yeah.
I'll only use 9 on a Floyd Rose.
Oh, you got 9s on, but you got 9s on that one? You don't have
I have
10s?
9s on this, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So it's very
yeah.
I mean, you can really bend, So it's a lucky nut,
I'm the same way. I use 9s on Floyd guitars and usually 10s on non-Floyd guitars. But I find it easier to do the tapping stuff though on 9s than 10s.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta use 9s for all that.
Quentin James, that answer to your question is yes, I am. That's a cool guitar.
Yeah, I like it.
Is that body bigger than today's Wolfgang Hellfaces? No, I mean it should be the same size. I don't think they changed the shape.
Depending on which Wolfgang you're talking about, because all the Wolfgangs are a little kind of different, like the Indonesian one. Because the Indonesian ones have the what do you call it back here?
Oh yeah. The body bevel.
The belly bevel.
The belly bevel.
Yeah. Which this doesn't. There's no belly bevel here.
Will, I agree with you. That's a cool idea. The fine tuning bridge, but no whammy bar. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. That's a neat. That's kind of a neat thing.
I like it too. I think it's great for for recording.
I agree.
Have it locked up like that.
Will says, "I wish that was on more guitars. It's a great idea." Actually, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of surprised it's not on more guitars. That kind of an idea. It is cool. Hey, Chris, what's going on?
Chris Bevan, welcome, man.
Oh, Quentin, that's awesome. Cool information on your dad. That's really interesting. What year was that? Hardtail Wolves again. Bozique says, I wish they'd make hardtail Wolfgangs again. Yeah, that would be kind of neat. That would be neat.
Bozique, thank you again for the Bozique Wolfgang, which I play as well. You want to hear something I was playing earlier?
Yeah.
It's just a little.
No, I want to hear it.
Tell me if you can hear this.
Oh yeah.
You can hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds great acoustically, man. I rarely plug in. Rarely plug into anything. I'm always just acoustic.
And if you have a good playing electric guitar that sounds awesome acoustically, you don't need to plug in.
Listen to this. I was doing this earlier. I was trying to see how long I could do this. Actually, I'll spotlight real quick so you can see it.
Yeah.
You can hear that, right?
Yeah.
So I was doing this as long as I could. Although, here, let me do it like this. Can you still hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was doing this. Oh, yeah, I messed up.
That's cool.
I was trying to see how long I could do that.
Reminds me of kind of reminds me of human being.
Yeah.
It reminds me of kind of. That's like reminds me of humans being. Something like that. Oh, or also hear about it later. So I gotta remember how to play it, but yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's a similar thing.
Yeah.
It's a good exercise. I was doing it as an exercise.
Here's an exercise I came up with today. Check this out. I mean, it's the coolest thing. I figured this out. So I came up with this.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go platinum with that one. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Are you alternate picking, Johnny, or are you just down and?
I'm going down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down.
What to practice? That's pretty cool.
So when I do the G, it's an upstroke.
Okay, yeah. So you're
so let's say string wise, if it's A, D, G, those are the strings I'm using. It's not the notes because I'm fretting. I could tell you. Well, note wise, it's C, E, G.
Okay.
Okay. String wise, A, D, G. So it's A, D, G. So it's down, down, up.
No.
So it's always up on the. It's always up on the G, man.
Drill. That's like a tongue twist. That's like hang 'em high. It's kind of that type of a.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah, I can't.
Hey, Mickey.
Attempt that right now. Gonna practice that. That's a cool.
Anyway.
Amanda, what's going on? How are you? You want to get your hand strength up, play the Spanish fly tapping part over and over again. Just sit on the couch unplugged. Oh, yeah, you're right, Will. Oh, God. I was actually thinking about that. I got to remember how to play it. How the hell do you even play that? I got to remember how to play it.
I can't play any of those songs.
I can't remember how to play that. I'd have to sit down and remember. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, play that Spanish fly, alternate picking, acoustic thing. Yeah, that's a great drill too. I was actually just playing that a couple months ago. I have to sit down and remember how to where everything is. But yeah, that is too. It is. It's wicked hot today, Amanda. Yeah, it is definitely. It's hot up here in Mass. I've been kind of hanging out by the pool most of the day.
It's nice here, man.
I can't believe it's 66 degrees. Well, actually, what do they say? They say the coldest weather they ever had was the summer in San Francisco or something like that. What is that? You know what I'm talking about?
What are those lyrics?
The coldest season they ever had was the summer in San Francisco. You're not San Francisco. You're Santa Cruz. I know.
I'm Santa Cruz, but yeah, San Francisco's cold. San Francisco is a city right in the middle of water.
Yeah.
Surrounded by water.
It's actually funny. When I got home last night, I went on Amazon Prime. I was looking for a movie, and I watched Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. The 1980 movie Escape from Alcatraz is so cool.
79, yeah.
Yeah, 1979. You can see, you know, I've never been to Alcatraz, but I've been to Fisherman's Wharf down in San Francisco on the pier, and you can see it. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge in Alcatraz. I always wanted to go to Alcatraz and check that out. Have you ever been there? Actually out to Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? When did you go?
I was out there 1 year. Oh, this was in the 90s at some point.
They do tours out there, don't they? Like you can take a ferry out there. Like,
probably. I was out there for a demonstration.
oh, really?
It was a Native American. What was it? Some sort of demonstration. Anyway, yeah, it was a long time ago.
What is that now? I mean, it's. I mean, the building's still there. I mean, is it? Did they do it? Did they turn it into a museum?
It's a Starbucks.
That would be cool.
Oh, wait, it's a Tim Hortons.
That would be the coolest Starbucks ever. I went to the Alcatraz Starbucks.
Escape from Starbucks.
I would literally take a ferry across the bay to go to Starbucks just for a coffee, for a latte, just to say I went to the Alcatraz Starbucks.
I tell you, it'd be the coldest Starbucks you'd ever been to. It'd be the coldest coffee. It's a national park.
Is it? Coldest winter I ever spent. Coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. That's it, Mike. Yeah, and I can't remember where I heard that. It's famous. It's a famous quote. It's in a movie or something. Oh, Mark Twain. Mark Twain said,
"Escape from Alcatraz."
Right.
I was watching James Bond last night. I was watching
Oh, which one? I love
The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, yeah,
It's on Netflix. It's one of the ones that's free on Netflix, or that's on Netflix anyway. And it's the one. The World Is Not Enough. It's the one. There was a video game to it for the N64, Nintendo 64, and then Garbage did the theme song.
Yeah. Okay. So that was Pierce Brosnan then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was 99.
Yeah. I like Pierce Brosnan. He's pretty good. There's supposed to be another Bond movie coming out with Daniel Craig. He's supposed to be doing another one.
It was pushed back because of everything that's going on now. It looked like I saw some news on it. They said they're pushing it back to theaters like next year or something. James
Bond is not working. He is in lockdown because of COVID. James Bond can't do any missions right now because quarantine. Oh, there's a Chuck Norris joke that came out. Well, I mean, it's been out for a little while, but I re-saw it the other day. It's funny. It says Chuck Norris came down with COVID, came down with coronavirus, and the virus is in quarantine for 14 days.
It's in quarantine itself because of Chuck Norris.
The virus is in quarantine. The virus is. That's awesome.
Oh.
My favorite one was when Chuck Norris was born, the only one that cried was the doctor. Never slapped Chuck Norris. That's awesome.
We got 55 people watching this. Yeah, put in your favorite Chuck Norris jokes in the chat.
Oh, Mike, they did a tour of Alcatraz in 71 or 70. That must have been right after it shut down. Like close. Well, no, it shut down in what, mid 60s? It was actually right after the Frank Morris people, Frank Morris, the guy and the other guys escaped. It shut down shortly thereafter. But what was that, like early 60s? The movie was made in 79.
In the 70s, yeah.
Happened in like the early to mid 60s.
Obviously, it was shut down when they filmed the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But Mike Neese is saying he took a tour of Alcatraz in 71 or 72. So that must have been just a few years after it shut down. Very long.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we could look it up.
Okay, so yeah, Mike, that's cool because you got a tour of that place before they made the movie. That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, when I was there, I didn't go inside or anything. I was just there,
You're outside.
Outside, you know.
I'd love to check it out. Hellface, Chuck Norris doesn't sleep. He waits. Yeah, that's
he waits.
There's the one I just saw too. It says Chuck Norris has a bare carpet in his in his house. It's not really a carpet. It's just that the bear is afraid to move. That's funny. Oh, okay. Mickey McConnell says 1963 they shut down Alcatraz. All right, so that must have been 60, 61, or 62 when the famous Frank Morris escape happened. Because that's supposed to be a true story. I don't know, whatever, but
I don't know.
Was in the movie The Octagon with him. Yeah, I love that movie, The Octagon. I mean, who was in the movie with The Octagon? Great movie.
Chuck Norris?
Yeah, I mean, Chuck Norris was the star of The Octagon, the movie, but he says was in the movie The Octagon with him. I'm just wondering who she's talking about.
I saw something. Amanda's uncle.
Oh, really?
Amanda's uncle was in the movie. I think
Now that is awesome. That is cool. And it's Amanda, it's funny you said that because in my academy that I've been going through over the last couple of months, whatever, I was talking to one of the guys in my class back a few weeks ago, and we were on a break or whatever, we were having lunch or whatever, and we are talking about Chuck Norris and like Stallone, Van Damme, and all that stuff, shit that I grew up on, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, we were talking about the movie The Octagon, and his let's see, what was this? This guy that I'm in the class with, his uncle was also in the movie The Octagon. Isn't that interesting? That's so funny. Your uncle was in the movie, and this guy's uncle was in the movie. I can't give you his name, obviously, on the show, but I'm sure there's no relation. But this guy was just like an extra. But he does have a part where he actually speaks. But yeah, it's so funny. This guy's uncle was also in the movie The Octagon. That's so funny. Go figure. What are those odds?
I've never seen this movie. I'll have to. It's good. It's good. It's a good one.
The Octagon? Yeah, that's a Chuck Norris movie. Came out in 1980, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's about like a ninja camp where this guy that trains martial arts, Chuck Norris, goes to this camp, and it turns out to be like a cult. They're selling drugs and running guns and all this stuff, and it's just like whatever, da 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 da. And then Chuck Norris goes in to rescue this guy because they actually took these people it's like they took them hostage or something. I mean, the story goes something like that. And then Chuck Norris goes in and ends up fighting this ninja, which actually the guy that played the ninja was Richard Norton. It's really cool. I mean, it's cool. It's typical early 80s, kind of stuff, but it's neat. It's a great movie. Yeah, that's it. And the ninja's on the bottom right there. Yeah. Really cool movie. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. If it's on Netflix,
Chris Bevan says new tats. Nope. I've had these. Just my Patriots. Let's see, the Van Halen one, and then my kids, and what else I got? Oh, and then the martial arts stuff. But I got another one back here. But nope. San Francisco Bay is full of sharks. Good luck swimming for an escape. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it's loaded with them.
So is the internet.
Yeah, I know. All right, so I got something really cool to show here.
Oh, wow.
You guys are going to enjoy. Johnny knows what it is. So
Yes.
A friend of mine from Australia has been messaging me for the last, we've been friends for years, but he started messaging me a few months ago, and he was like, hey, there's this guy that's making these Eddie Van Halen like figures, like statues, like, I don't know what you'd call it. I guess it's like porcelain or whatever. It's a statue. It's 8.5 inches tall, 8.5 inches. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then he sent me some pictures because he just finished doing them. And I was like, whoa. So he did a diver down version, and he did a couple of 5150 versions. And he sent me the pictures, and I just ordered one. Here it is. Look at that. Isn't that freaking cool as hell? I know it's kind of blurry, but look at that. The detail on the 5150 guitar is so cool. he even nailed the Kramer logo and everything. And
Wow.
Eddie's face it's obviously from like, you know, Live Without a Net era. He's got the pink pants. He even nailed the back of the guitar. And the strap is actually real cloth. He's got the white Reebok sneakers. He's got the utility belt, you know, that he had his wireless on. But yeah, so it's an 8.5-inch statue. So it's pretty cool. So I had to have one. So, but it's, you know, it's really freaking awesome. So this particular one, they did this model with pink pants, green pants, and black pants. Same pose, different bandana color. And they did a diver down version of it where he's wearing the striped or the you know, the red and white black striped jumpsuit with Frankie. And actual, it's on Etsy, but this is, I don't know if you can see. It's actually Rockstar Figures. So if you want to Google Rockstar Figures, you'll find this guy. He's out of California. His name is, well, I mean, I can give his name. His name is Brendan Walsh from 90210. That's his name. It's not the Brendan Walsh.
The guy from 90210 is now making
statues now.
Van Halen statues.
Yeah, business is a little rough these days.
What's
so
Brenda making?
Yeah, Brenda's making Vanilla Ice statue. Or Max Headroom statues, I guess.
I'm trying to find a picture. I mean, that's obviously taken from a picture, right?
Huh?
Like there's got to be a photo of that pose, right?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, my friend Pete, who watches our show, is the guy that actually sent him this Rockstar Figures guys. He actually sent him a bunch of pictures from the 5150 tour. So that's what he went off of. And this guy is willing to make a bunch of different stuff. He's willing to make like ones of the like with a Steinberger. Because I was like, oh, dude, it's like we should have him make a bunch of different ones. But this is it. Let me see if I can find. Hold on, I'll find a picture of the diver down ones that he did. Because this is really cool.
Is it the same pose? Because if it is, I found the picture for that one.
No, it's different. Here's the diver down one that he did. Oh, isn't that cool?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is probably the picture to that one, to the diver down one, because it's like the same type of pose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what those are probably the pictures they used for it. Yeah. Oh, now Johnny, okay, so the one on the 5150 one with the black pants, check this out. This is the other version that he did of that same one with the black pants. And he also did the pink one, and he even did green pants. But they're the same pose, yeah. Same pose. But this one, the diver down one, it's a little different pose, and it's the different suit with a Frankie. I mean, that's a cool one too. But if you guys want to check this out, it's Google it. It's Rockstar Figures. And I got the last one that he did because I guess he just did a short run of them. And I got the last one. I ordered it a few weeks ago, and it just came in like last week or whatever. But the guy's out of California. And yeah, I mean, it's really pretty badass. It really is. It's pretty cool. And I'm not one for like, you know,
collecting dolls.
Right. But it goes, actually, Johnny, I'm going to send you this picture.
Actually, Van Halen dolls are not dolls. They're action figures.
Dolls.
Thank you.
I'm going to send Johnny. Well, actually, I'll show you because I can just do it on my phone. Johnny might have a better. But let's see. Okay, so this is what I did with it down in my guitar room. Hope you guys can see that. So we got the
cool
mini guitars, and you know, we got the original can of Sunset Orange paint, spray paint in the back. That is a real can of original Sunset Orange. It's used up, but that's one of the real deals. With a little mini EVH amplifier. So that's kind of, I mean, I thought that would look kind of cool in there. But definitely something for you geeky guys and gals that think that kind of stuff's cool. It's just something neat that they came out with, because I'd never seen an Eddie Van Halen statue before. Like I've never seen anything like that. So just something kind of cool. Yeah, and that's it right there. That's the era, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That's the look at that.
Yeah, Hellface says looks like live without a net. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Look at that. Now it's funny. He had a couple of those suits, didn't he? He had that one, then he had the actual Frankie striped one for the US Festival, didn't he, Johnny?
Mm-hmm. The Frankenstein one.
Yeah.
Look on the backdrop there. I'd never seen something this close up where it has
Look at
like
that.
it looks like it's flying. The VH.
Yeah, it looks like it's cloth or something like a yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but you can see like the top of it. You see like the trail.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I'd never seen that.
I never did either. You can see the wrinkles over on the left-hand side. It's definitely some kind of a canvas or cloth or something. That's pretty neat. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a cool picture.
Now that neck that Eddie has, let's see. That is I think that's
The Frankenstein has a gold nut and gold Floyd on it.
Right. Yeah, that's in that early '82 era when he had that gold Floyd and nut. Is that a 22 or a 21 fret?
21. Looks like 21.
Okay, looks like 21. Now he changed the neck on that guitar 3 times that tour. Well, maybe more. If you count the US Festival, which was actually '83, he actually changed it 3 times. But Johnny knows what I'm talking about. But that Frankenstrat went through that neck, the original Frankenstein neck that's on it now, which was actually on the Circles guitar back in '81, a year before, and he had a lawsuit Kramer headstock on that guitar that actually for a period of time said Kramer, and then he sanded it off. But that was a 22 fret. Oh, that's a cool pick. Look at that one. Yeah. So that's that could be the original Frankenstrat neck, Johnny, with gold hardware on it. Could be. The one that was on the Circles guitar and the one that's not actually on it. That's on the Frankie now, just with different hardware. Could be.
Oh, okay.
But there's a picture of Eddie playing the Frankie and Diver Down with a 22 fret neck, Strat style, with a Kramer logo on it. And then he quickly sanded the Kramer logo off, and you can see the little sanded area.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah. Getty Images has some really cool
pictures.
Okay, now that.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
That's the one. That's 22 fret. Now see the headstock that actually had a Kramer logo on it, and Eddie sanded it off.
Yeah.
Or it's got, or maybe it's there. Is that masking tape or what?
I can't get in close enough. It's either masking tape or it's just sanded off.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool pick. Yeah, that was his main guitar. Look at that gold Floyd. That was one of the original ones. Now that does have fine tuners on it, but they're not. The tail on the bridge goes straight up. It doesn't arc back. It goes straight up. Jim Francis was actually did a run of those bridges as a remake a couple years ago. I was going to get one and I ended up not doing it. But there's Eddie playing the Rasta. That's a cool pick. Yeah. I would love to see actual video footage of him playing the Ross. To my knowledge, there's no video footage of that.
No, I've never seen video. I've seen video of him playing the what do you call it? The weird shapes.
Yeah.
There's video of him playing that. There's Super 8 footage of him playing that.
Yeah, because he had 2 different necks on it. He had a maple strap neck, and he also had that Dan Electro style 3x3 rosewood neck for a period of time, which is how I have my weird shapes Rude guitar setup. Will Neal says, are there any pictures of the prototype Kramer Destroyer looking guitar that Kramer made for him at first? I've been looking, but I couldn't find it. Yeah, Will, there are. Yeah, that's the one, Johnny. That's the Rude with a
Dan Electro neck.
Yep. Yeah. There are, Will. If you get on vintagekramer.com, I have the picture on my phone, but it would take me forever to find it. There's a picture of that Destroyer striped body. That was a cool looking one. That Destroyer striped body sitting on the bench with one of the guys, Steve. The guy's name was Steve something that worked at Kramer. It's kind of a wrinkled up picture. They recreate. Well, they show on the website, and you can see that red, white, and black striped Destroyer style body that Eddie hated so much. He did not like it. But he loved the neck, and that's the neck with a hockey stick style that he used on the Kramer ad guitar. But yeah, there is a picture of it. It's not a great picture, but you can see it sitting on the table. If you get on Vintage Kramer and then just scroll through all the Van Halen stuff, you'll find the picture, because they actually talk about that story.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I have it.
Brian Swallow says Johnny Beane dolls would sell for sure. He could have a couple EVH guitars and a little Ned included. I think we do Johnny Beane dolls for sure.
Yeah,
with a little Ned. Yeah,
a little Ned.
Yeah, we can even have some Howie dolls, to go with that, because that would be cool too.
Hey, if somebody wants to make one and send me one,
that's freaking cool.
I'll take one.
Wasn't there a Johnny Beane bobblehead or something? Didn't someone do that? Something like that? There was a picture of something that someone was going to do, Johnny, a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was that?
I can't remember.
One of you guys.
Yeah, it was like I don't know if it was actually you, but it looked just like you with the glasses and the hat. It was a bobblehead. It was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and then was it Cobra Kai made a little action figure of John Mancuda sitting on a toilet? Did you see that? That's in the Discord as
I
well.
would love to see that. That would be cool as hell. Says, didn't he also have a different neck on it during the Blues Breaker sessions? Yeah, that was the neck that was on the Rude guitar, the Dan Electro 3x3 style rosewood neck. Yeah.
Okay, this isn't what we were talking about, but there's the Frankenstein with the when the Kramer logo was still on it.
Yes, that's the picture. That's that neck
right there.
And that was very short-lived that Kramer logo was on that. I remember I saw that picture. I don't know. I think Johnny sent it to me. You think you sent it to me like a year or two ago? One afternoon, I was like, "Whoa, there it is with the logo on." That's cool.
You were like, "Oh, whoops!"
Boing.
Well, that too. First it was that, and then the sound of the table that you were.
Yeah, I dropped my glass. Yeah.
Your breakfast. You're having your breakfast.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Dwight? Dwight Bailey's here. What's happening?
Hey, Dwight. Welcome, man. We're hanging out, talking Van Halen guitars. I mean, what else? I'm looking for that picture. I don't see it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one to find. There's some really, really, really cool pictures on that though. On the Getty images. Oh, they're awesome. There's every once in a actually it used to be every once in a while, and now it seems like every couple of weeks, like some rare picture of surfaces. Like, whoa, where'd that come from? You know, pretty
Like
neat.
this. Look at this one. Have you seen this one? This is a picture of Van Halen making the set list at at one of the clubs back in the early days.
Oh no, I have not seen that. That's cool. Right on a guitar case. That is cool. Look at that. That's neat. What guitar is Eddie playing? Is that a Strat? Yeah, it's a Strat.
It's a white Strat. Looks like it was a black Strat that was painted white.
That maybe that was that black Strat that he had, and he painted it white at that time. Yeah, because he was going all over the place with paint jobs and stuff. That's a cool picture right there. That's a cool picture.
There's the headstock.
Yep. Yeah. Excuse me. Rosewood neck, Strat headstock.
Yeah, I have another more pictures from him playing that guitar. Let's see if I can find them real quick.
Mickey says, "Is anyone going to get the new Frankie relic?" I'm not. I already have an almost identical, accurate relic of the real one. But Caleb Rappaport from Nerd Halen just picked one up. Or
Caleb has one. Michael Smith,
yeah,
is going to have one. I'd love one.
They're awesome guitars, man. They are cool. I mean, I have a custom made one, so I probably won't get one, but they're awesome, man. They're cool. We got to get Johnny one at some point. We got to figure a way to. Johnny's got to have a Frankie. He's got 5150, but we got to get him. We got to figure a way to get him a Frankie. And Caleb loves his. What's up, John BL? How you doing, man?
John, we're starting the show early.
Like a Keith Richards party. It's never ends.
Yeah, we're live now. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be live again. 2:30, 4, 5, 6, 7, in about 5.5 hours with John BL for John BL's Saturday Night Live.
Nice. How you doing, John? What's going on?
Here it is. Okay, so here he is playing that guitar.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I know it's blurry, but it's small.
Blurry. Oh man, that is really cool. I've never seen that pic. Yeah, look at that. That's got to be that black Strat that he had, and he painted it white because he had a white pick guard on it. So he's probably got the white pick guard on. He just painted it white. I'm still thinking that's the Frankie though. Yeah, that's freaking cool.
You can tell it's painted.
Yeah, that's neat. That's really cool.
You don't have these pictures?
No, send me those.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll send you these.
Hey, is Jimmy Carr in here? Someone just said Jimmy Carr.
I don't know.
Jimmy
Carr?
Yeah,
black. Yeah, Jimmy.
They're saying hello, Jimmy Carr, but I don't see Jimmy Carr.
Well, just in case, Jimmy Carr. Hey, man.
He's here, Jimmy Carr. How was vacation, my man? Hope everything was good. I'm doing good, John. Tired, ready to graduate in about 4 days from my academy, and just physically and mentally wrecked. But finally got a chance to play a little guitar. So, you know.
Speaking of little guitar, there you go, man.
That's a cool picture. Johnny's got all these cool pics. I haven't even seen some of these.
Some of these, they're in my group.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My Van Halen group.
Most of the ones we have up on the screen, I've seen. I've seen all these. Everyone, like I said, every once in a while, a cool one comes out. And it's like,
oh, this is Google. Yeah. Hey, Pascal.
Pascal, what's going on?
Pascal, hey man, long time viewer.
Yeah,
over on Facebook. Good to see you.
Pascal, a couple of years ago, sent Johnny, Dave, and me a really cool photo of Eddie playing the Amber Music Man from Balance Tour. That was, still have that framed. And 3 of us do, actually. Really awesome picture.
Yeah, I have 'em. I need to get mine framed.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool photo. Mike says the Frankie relic looks very cool. Caleb sounds amazing with his. Yeah, I mean Caleb sounds amazing when he plays anything. But I mean, yeah, I mean it's a cool guitar. It's really neat, and I like how they didn't just relic the body. It looks like the neck is also like worn and kind of relicked and dirtied up. It just looks real vintagey looking to me. You know, I like how they did that. They really did a good job with that. You know, and I see people like, you know, I saw some stuff on Instagram. People like, oh, you know, the black stripes up at the top horn, they're not exact. You know, they're not as black as they should be. It's like what people don't realize is these guitars that EVH puts out, you know, the 5150s, the Star guitars, the Frankies, although the Frankie, they did come a little bit closer to the Circles guitars. They're not meant to be exact 100%, like the stuff that we build, like these guitars that, you know, they don't go out of their way with those. They do with the, you know, the $25,000 ones and all that stuff, but they don't necessarily do that. These are supposed to be more tribute guitars, although they do a really good job on it. I mean, there it is. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, it might not be exact, but people think it's supposed to be totally like 100%. It's not.
No, if it was exact, it would be it'd be a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's pretty damn close. I mean, it's awesome. Those are great looking guitars. Johnny, you played that. I never got a chance to play that because it wasn't out when I was at NAMM, but you got a chance to check that out, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we all did. Mancuda. Yeah, they had two of them at the NAMM show. They had two of them. They had one. Maybe they were like switching them out or something because the last day we stayed there until the very last second before they kicked us out.
Yeah.
You know, that Sunday at NAMM, right? You know, 5. We were in there by like 5:30,
Yeah.
and then they kick you out. You know, what's his name comes in and is telling everybody to get out. Very cool dude. I can't think of what's his name. Anyway,
Matt Brown. Matt Brown or
no, what's his name? What's his name? I follow him on Instagram, and he barbecues a lot. There's a lot of barbecuing and stuff. But anyway, he's like one of the top dudes there. And anyway, yeah. So we were there, me and Mancuda. Who else? McNamara was there because I think he filmed the video that I did with that guitar. We did it at the very last second. That's what we like to do. Is we like to do our videos at the very last second, when there's not as many people around, because otherwise there's a billion people just swamping that booth, that room.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that was the only, well, not the only one. But
yeah, you know, you've been there. Yeah.
NAMM last year. I mean, that booth is, I mean, that booth never gets a break. I mean, you can get in there. It's not like you can't get up to it and play stuff. You can, but that booth is constantly just packed, which is cool to see because I mean it's EVH. But Pascal says 4 years ago. Man, has it been 4 years already since you sent that out? Man, time flies. Damn.
Wow.
Mike D says Chiquita came out with those around that time, but I don't think Ed's was a Chiquita. No, you talking about the little guitar? Ed had a Chiquita guitar. That was the little guitar they did for Billy Gibbons, the Chiquita. Ed had one, but the Ed's little guitar was not a Chiquita. It was a Dave Pecholat guitar. It was a custom little mini Les Paul that a guy by the name of Dave Pecholat, who I think he was from Tennessee area, actually introduced to Eddie back in '81 during the Fair Warning tour. He actually showed up at one of the shows. I think it was in Memphis, I think it was, and was able to get inside, and he was talking to the people that were running the show, letting people inside backstage. He's like, I want to show Eddie this guitar. And he gave one to Eddie. He actually gave him two of them. One was a little thicker of a body, but he gave Eddie two. And Eddie actually, as Eddie says, actually wrote little guitars on the road, or the main riff anyways. I mean, that part, you know, the little picky thing. He wrote that. on the road in the tour bus and Fair Warning tour. And then when Diver Down came out, that's when he pretty much put the song together. Yeah, there it is. That's a cool pick. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, these are great. These are great. Yeah, and they're shipping them now. So anybody that ordered one, you're currently getting them.
I'm seeing on Facebook people that ordered them months and months ago, or they're finally starting to come in.
Yeah, yeah. I reshare a lot of the. I've got my Instagram. I've got an EVH Gear Live is what it's called. It's a fan Instagram account that I made years ago for EVH stuff, and
yeah.
I repost a lot of people's pictures of their guitar, their EVH, the Frankensteins and everything, and yeah, people are getting them. A lot of stores are getting them. I'm seeing it.
Will Neal says, will they ever do a 5150 replica like the white and black and Bumblebee? I hope so. Well, yeah, I got to be a little careful what I say, but it is being looked at, and it's been being looked at for a while. So I would not be surprised if that happened at some point. I don't know for sure, but I do know it was being looked at. Will it ever really come to fruition? Don't know, but that would be really badass if it did. It'd be pretty cool. Mike says Caleb could drop a guitar and it would sound good. Yeah, no doubt. Caleb's a good player. Yeah, that's a cool pick. Stripe Series Frankie. Look, see, I love how that neck just looks kind of like worn in. You know, it's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, these are awesome.
Yeah, they're. I would actually love to have one of those. I probably won't get one, but I'd love to have one.
Cool stuff.
If I actually got one of those guitars, I would probably take the one I have now and turn it into the jump version from the Ozfest to put a jump neck on and keep that one the way it is.
Uh-huh. That's cool.
You just have two different eras of it.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
I still want to get another one of the 5150 replicas and make it into like an 88 version, you know?
Are you in the bathroom?
No, I'm just let the dog out here real quick.
Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. That's awesome. And look at that. You can see all the scratching. The guitars, they actually are relict. You know, you can see it in the picture there.
Yeah,
they relic.
They even got
they hand relic. They hand relic all these things.
They even got the single coil pickup. They got that kind of what do you call that? The red. It's not fabric. It's gosh, you know what I'm talking about, Johnny. That red plastic.
Plastic. It kind of looks like the
the
masonite or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
The cardboard. That's what it kind of looks like a Dan Electro guitar.
What's his name? Sean Christopher from Pariah does copies of those pickups, and they're awesome. That's what I put in mine. Really awesome. Yeah, that is a cool guitar. I love how they reliced it. Now, Johnny, actually, good question, because I've never actually seen one. I've never played one of those. On the wear marks on that guitar, can you actually feel the wear marks, like where it goes down to wood? Is it all glossed over like
you can feel everything?
Oh, you can. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that's something we talked about in the video. I'll put a card, or if anybody remembers, please remind me later or put in the comments below the timestamp 135:46. Right when I'm saying this, I'll put a card, a drop down to my NAMM video talking to Matt Brown about this guitar. And I'm there, Michael Smith is there, Caleb is there, and we're actually all like touching the guitar and Bob and Topper EVO 8.
I know that's what it is, EV08, but I know what it is. It's the actual red coating they put on it. It's called a polyphonic or God, no, you're right. That's what it is, but it's a specific kind of a material they use for that particular red one. I don't know if Mighty Might. I don't know if Mighty Might made it or what. I used to know what it was. I'd have to go look back. I have information on all that crap, but
I'm looking. I'm looking.
If you go to Pariah pickups, you might be able to find it because I can't remember what the hell that was called. So what's everybody up to tonight, guys? While Johnny's looking, what's everybody doing? Anybody black and blue? I don't want to play too much. Oh, Jimmy Carr, phenolic. Yeah, that's it. Phenolic. Yep. That's what the word I was looking for. I was thinking photogenic. I was like, yeah. Phenolic. Yeah, that's what it is. And obviously EVH nailed it because they had the real one to go off of.
Who does it? Pariah?
Pariah. Sean Christopher from Pariah Pickups does them. He also does an accurate, well, he does a million pickups. He does a lot of Van Halen pickups.
How do you spell that?
Pariah, Pariah, I think it is. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Jimmy, I got a message from Nick today. My Lynch, Mr. Scary Tiger Stripe guitar body's almost done. So that should be coming. I just gotta, if anybody out there happens to have an original Black Floyd, let me know. Send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. I know I can get one on eBay or whatever. But if anybody happens to have an extra black original Floyd, original, I want it to be original. I don't want a Floyd special. I want an original black. It's got to say Floyd Rose, not Floyd Rose special. But if anybody happens to have a used one, used is even better because I want it to be kind of weathered or whatever. It doesn't have to be, but if it was, that'd be cool. But if anybody has one, let me know because I need one for my new Lynch guitar that's coming in. But anyways, Jimmy, yeah, he's got it. It's coming. There it is. Those are cool. So those of you guys that are actually building the Frankies on your own, and you're doing the Chris Lock stuff or whatever, the Music Craft or the Pariah, not Pariah, excuse me, Butala. Sean Christopher from Pariah Pickups does awesome recreations of Frankie pickups and pretty much any kind of pickup. He does Wolfgang stuff. Mully, our good friend Jim Mullins, Mully, he actually named a pickup after Mully. It's called the Mully Man. It's a PV Wolfgang. Actually, that's what this one is. This pickup here, because in Eddie's original 5150, it's a PV Wolfgang pickup. That's when he put in it back in '96. So I couldn't find one when I did this guitar. So this is a Pariah PV Wolfgang recreation, and it's actually, I think it's called the Mully Man. I mean that's the the name he gave it, but it's actually a PV Wolfgang replica. It sounds
Mully Man.
Yep, the Mully Man. Yeah, but he's got great pickups. Sean's got awesome stuff. He does really good recreations of the real deal stuff, and they're just as good. If you, Johnny, type in Frankenstrat, the relic one. He even does a relic one, and not only do they look the part, they sound amazing. They really do, and his prices are good too. I believe the real one doesn't have a red base plate, though. I'm doing a 78 Frankie Japan Tour era and an US Festival era Frankie. Ah, cool, Football Legends.
Is it these?
Pasadena series. Pasadena White. I don't know. Unless he changed the name, he was calling it the Frankie one. Football Legends. You could be right. It might not have a red base plate. I don't remember. I don't recall.
I don't see any Frankie. I see Pasadena.
Because the one I have in my Frankie is, but I don't. I'd have to go look. Maybe it is. Maybe it is called the Pass. Maybe he changed the name. But there's a relic version he does of it. I haven't purchased any pickups from him probably over a year, so I don't know. I haven't even been on the website. Yeah, it'll be cool, Jimmy. I can't wait to see it too. And by the way, I am coming out to see you. Hopefully within the next few weeks. I got to go out to Nesdal's next weekend to pick up my Circles guitar. But I will be out to see you. We'll do some jamming. Jimmy Carr actually only lives like an hour and a half away from me, so he came out.
That's not far at all.
No, it's not
that's
at all.
Not, when I drive to Walnut Creek, that's an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Every Monday, I'm driving that back and forth.
Well, you were, because we were going to do a show, but you got tied up or something, Johnny. You couldn't do it that day. But it was like 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, or so, I don't know what it was, something like that. A month and a half ago, Jimmy came down. Maybe not even that much. It was like a month ago, and he picked up his Music Man because he had he had a refret done to it at a guy that does guitar work up here by me, a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we hung out, and then before that, back in September, Hubbard and I went out to set up his wet dry wet rig.
Yeah.
Jimmy says he's got Pariah pickups in his Shark and they rip. Yeah, they do, and that's what's actually in my Shark. Yeah, he does an awesome job.
Cool.
Garbage. What's going on, Alan Gerber?
Hey, Alan.
What's happening, my man?
Alan, are you in my Van Halen group on Facebook? It's insane. Which I had said last night, I was going to start some sort of I was going to start an exclusive show in there, strictly on Van Halen Roth era topics.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy Carr, before I don't know if you saw this, but did you see this Eddie, this original Eddie statue? It's like right on the freaking money, 8.5 inches tall. I think you jumped in after we went through this, but if you scroll back to see the whole deal where you can get one, they're really, 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 really cool. You got to get one of these, dude. I think I finally got something that your mom didn't buy you. Yeah. Jimmy Carr's got the coolest stuff, and I'm not picking on him, but his mom finds the coolest Van Halen stuff, from sweatshirts to T-shirts to like just cool. So I'm like, where'd you get that? And he's like, well, my mom found it. And I'm like, dude, you got the coolest mom ever. But
Oh, Alan, you left, huh? Yeah, people in there just, man. It's crazy, man. It's craziness in there. But anyway, I was thinking about starting like an exclusive show in there. Like, instead of being on YouTube here, it would be live within that Facebook group. So you'd have to be a member to even see the show because it's a private group.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about how to do that, or like who to do that with. You know, because things get pretty hairy in there pretty quick.
Where is this? Where we talking?
In the Van Halen Facebook group that I run.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I see. Yeah,
we're close to 19,000 members.
Yeah, people got they got some serious opinions in that. Jumped in there a few times and somebody asked a couple of questions and I answered like, no, that's not it. I'm like, I don't want to argue. I'm like, well, yeah, I know it is, but you know, like, that's cool, whatever. You're right, I'm wrong. Never mind. You know more than me. So
it's like you know, babysitting a bunch of 50-year-olds is what it is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Metalhead hippie, thank you, man. Yeah, Dwight Bailey, if you're in here, man, send me an address and I'll send you a Johnny Beane guitar pick, man. Thank you, Metalhead Hippie.
It's tough to de-idiot that group. Alan, you're right. I mean, I know what you're going through too, believe me. Because I see some of your posts that you've put, and I'm not going to get into it but you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you're going to laugh. Over the years and the Van Halen links, watching some of the stuff you've said on guitars and Eddie's riffs and how he played stuff, and people are like, oh, that's not what he did, or whatever. I mean, and I remember it was a couple of years ago, Alan was answering a question. I can't remember what it was. I have to go back and search. But he was answering a question of what somebody said on one of Ed's guitars and how he played something. And Alan answered it. And to my knowledge, he was 100% right, because 99.999999, say 100% of the time, what he says is usually right when it comes to Van Halen, especially how he plays stuff.
Alan knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
He really knows his stuff.
I've learned a lot of stuff from Alan over the years, no doubt. And this guy was like, oh, that's not it, or whatever. And it was clear he was clearly wrong. And Alan went back and forth with him for a little. And this guy started getting negative. And finally, Alan was like, all right, I'm out. See ya, whatever. And it's like, that's what you got to do with these people, because you're never going to. You can prove some of these people wrong, and they still, it's very frustrating. So I know what he's going through.
Well, a lot of people in a lot of these groups, I mean, it seems like they're kind of hot-headed already.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you argue with somebody, it just gets worse, and there's no way. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't start a show in there. No, I think I'm good. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something in there, and just to see, because if it, with 19,000 people, because when you start a video within a group, they all get the notification. So imagine we go live in there and 19,000 people get an alert that we're live.
Yeah.
And we do know a few things about Van Halen guitars. I mean, that's why we do this stuff.
It's almost funny that sometimes you can set people up. You can set stuff up, like say something that's wrong. Like Eddie never played the Frankenstrat and the Diver Down tour, and just watch people just like freaking eat each other alive. It's, but it's, I used to let that stuff, like the online stuff, kind of bother me. And Scott Smith and I have had conversations. Oh. One of the reasons Scott Smith stays so silent is because he doesn't want to deal with the nonsense of arguing with people. He's just like, you know what? Whatever. And there's a lot to be said for that. But at the same time, I like to read about this stuff, and I genuinely like to help people. So I did a video maybe a year ago on my YouTube channel. And I think I was talking about the balance sound, and we were talking about, I don't have that tone, but it was, somebody asked a question on 7th Seal, like how do you play 7th Seal? And I was like, it was just like, whatever, it's not the right sound. And they were asking on this riff, something like that, So I was trying to tell them how to play it or whatever. And we were talking about the notes and the harmonics and whatever. And somebody posted a comment, like, it was something, and it kind of stings. I mean, I don't let it bother me, but somebody posted a comment like, dude's got all these guitars and he can't play for shit. That's what the guy said. And I was like, whatever. So, and then a bunch of people jumped in and like, jumped on the guy, whatever. And I just wrote, and I was just like, hey man, thanks for watching the show. Thanks for I said, thanks for your feedback and thanks for watching the show. I don't let stuff like that bother me. It's like, I don't claim to be great at anything really. I do this stuff because I enjoy it and I like to play. And if I can help someone figure out how to play a riff or paint a guitar or answer a question on a Van Halen guitar, great. But, you're always going to get those people that just, want to hide in the shadows and critique and say, you suck at this, or you don't understand, and that's the stuff I'm talking about. I used to really let that bother me, and it would really annoy me. But, getting back to Alan, I mean, that's what he did. He was just like, all right, dude, I'm out. Never mind. Forget it. But it's very frustrating when you're trying to help someone with something and answer a question. You get a bunch of people jump all over you like, oh, you suck. You can't play. Or you know what you're talking about. Like, whatever.
Well, I mean, that's why you don't pay attention. You don't pay attention to that. I don't. I get that stuff all the time. I mean, for years here on YouTube, with all the videos I've done, I get that stuff all the time. And you just respond back, "Hey, thank you for watching."
Quentin James says, I've been playing for 40 years. I still suck. No, you don't. You don't suck. Yeah, it's not a question of sucking or being awesome or great. I mean, hey, it's like Eddie always says, it's music theory, not music fact. And if you're having fun doing what you're doing, hey, that's all that matters, As a matter of fact, I actually think it's cool when people well, it's not cool, but thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that, dude. No, you rock. I actually think it's cool when people say stuff like that, like, oh, dude, you suck or whatever. You can't play for shit or whatever. Because you know what? That means you got enough of a group of people that are watching your stuff where you actually have enough people to have a few of them that say you suck. Because that means you're actually getting out there to people, and these people that think you suck or say you suck, they actually took the time to watch it. So that actually means you're getting more of, I mean, when Sammy joined Van Halen back in '85, how many people said, "Oh, Sammy sucks, Roth"? What it's like. I mean, I'm not comparing us to Van Halen, but that actually, in my opinion, is a good thing when people say you blow or whatever, because it means they're watching it, and a whole bunch of other people are too. So I think people should take that as a compliment to a certain extent.
As long as you got somebody watching,
Yeah.
it's fine, no matter what.
Now,
I mean,
every single comment you're getting is, "Dude, you suck. Dude, you suck."
yeah,
Okay.
you really need to stop playing. This is really bad.
Well,
Every
we haven't got any good comments.
and you're ugly. Yeah,
You're
you really need to wear a bag over your head when you go outside, or you really need to wear the mask, but cover this part of it too. And hey, Guitar Samurai 1. Hey man, and Steve Carmichael and Mike Neese. Mike, thank you so much. And what I was going to say though, you were talking about how Eddie said music fact or music theory, whatever.
theory, not music fact, he said in one of the
His when he was in college, I think that's where he picked that up. His teacher, one of his music teachers, used to say that.
Yeah.
And in my Van Halen group on Facebook, a member in there posted at one point, this is probably a couple months ago or so, that I think that was their dad. That was their dad. That was Eddie's music teacher in college. And that's where he got that quote from.
Now that is cool. That is pretty
good. So we got some cool, aside from the trolls, we actually have some cool Van Halen people in there that grew up with the band, or like what I just said, that or there's other people in there. I won't name any names, but we actually have some of the actual people from back in the day, from Van Halen, that post every once in a while in there, and they're in there reading the stuff. And so I think doing some sort of exclusive Van Halen Facebook, live show in there would be pretty cool.
Guitar Samurai, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, thank you for the kind word. I don't play better than you or anybody else. I just play because I enjoy it. But it's for me, guitar, like I've always said before, for me, playing guitar is more of a hobby. I enjoy it. I mean, I look at guys like Johnny and Jimmy Carr and Hubbard and even Nesdal. A lot of those dudes that are basically more professional musicians. I mean, and Pete, Pete Crucio and the guys from Van Hagar. I mean, all those guys, and we go out and hang out with when we go out to New York and we all jam and play. I mean, that is fun to me. If you go out and Craig's another good CHS guitars. All these guys. The reason I go out to New York and play with these guys, and I would be out in Santa Cruz hanging out with Johnny if I could drive there. The reason I do that is because it's fun, and it's a proven fact. If you hang around and you spend time with people that are better than you at something, that makes you better. They push you. I mean, when I go out and play with those guys, it's great. It's fun. It's just a good time. But it's not about who's better. It's about you just having a good time, having fun.
Yeah, and people play for different reasons. Not everybody plays to be, the next Van Halen or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you do something because you enjoy it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's I enjoy it. I just love to play guitar. I mean, some days I plug in and I'm like, oh, just not feeling it today. You know, just it's not feeling right. And then other days I plug in and I'm playing and I'm like, damn, that sounds amazing. You know, it's like I mean, I impress myself sometimes. Then I hit the record button. It's like, you know, but which I think, yeah, which I think everybody has like a sense of. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, you know, if you can have a good time doing what you're doing and it makes you feel good, you know, and actually getting back to Alan, I mean, one of the things I love about Alan, you know, Garber's videos is he like Alan's an aficionado. He's like he's I don't want to use the word anal, but he's really spot on to like completely nailing the exact notes that Eddie did. I mean, you know, from the Ice Cream Man solo to some of the other songs he's done. I mean, Alan went through and actually tabbed out on his own the Live Without a Net solo, Eddie solo. He went through and tabbed the whole thing out. And I mean, I can play a lot of the solo that he does, you know, parts of it here and there. I mean, I can listen to it and, oh yeah, I can do that, and I can play. Half the time, if someone just said, you know, plug your guitar in and play the whole Live Without a Net solo, I couldn't remember what comes next. You know, I mean, I can remember pieces of it, but I would forget stuff. But Alan actually tabbed that whole thing out, and that's pretty impressive to be able to you know, to pick out each individual note that he did from, you know, from the tapping stuff to, you know, awesome. And I think that's cool. I mean, when I play a Van Halen song, I try to play it accurate. I prefer to play like more the live, like when I play like Ain't Talking About Love or Unchained or I don't know, anything. I kind of like to play it how Eddie played it live, because that's the vibe that I go for. I don't necessarily try to copy the album as much, but Alan focuses on the album and the notes and the tunings. Alan, you did a video, or not a video. Well, maybe you did do a video on it, but I think you did do a video. Alan did on the VH Links, did a thread a few years ago. And Alan, you can jump in and tell me which one it was. But he also did a video on it too, as part of the same thread, where he dissected the VH1 album from a tuning standard. And he referred to the Peterson stroke tuner, and he was basically saying, you know, if you try to just tune down a half step and play along to the VH1 album, I mean, you can play along to it, but it's not going to sound right. Because, I mean, Eddie was famous for just picking a guitar up and telling Mike, hey, Mike, tune to this. And that's how he played it. But, Alan, what was that like? It was tuned like, I don't know, like 9 cents down from, or up, I don't remember what it was. But he actually figured that out, exactly how that album was tuned up, like, guitar-wise. I mean, that's pretty impressive to me.
Yeah.
If you really want to play along and get exactly the same sound, you know, I thought that was pretty cool.
That's very cool. Oh, I need some water. I'm out.
Water.
Yeah, and we're rolling up on 2 hours, just to let you know.
Yeah. Anybody got any Van Halen guitar questions? Like 5150, Frankie, like any weird guitar questions? And Alan says, and you know the people, and you know I'll call out the people who really suck. Right? Yeah, there's definitely some talented guitar players out there, man. You know, one talented guitar player, and I never met the guy, and it's ironic because we only live like 45 minutes away from each other, is Steve from Boston. He's not a Van Halen aficionado. I mean, you know, he's a Van Halen dude, but he's a rock guy, obviously. But you know, he's right up there with Tone King and all those dudes. But that's a talented guitar player too. To me, it really is. Like guys like Liquid Charlie, those guys. I mean, those guys are awesome. You know. Yep, still jump on my tuning thread on the links and add new tunings. I find the thread is called the Van Halen tunings with Peterson reference. Yeah, I went through that whole thread, and I mean, honestly, I don't have the patience, Alan, to sit down and do all that. But I'm so like amazed that, I mean, one of these days I will, because I really am very intrigued and I'm interested in that. But my attention span is like that of a 2-year-old. So, how do you do the low A tuning on Good Enough? Well, Eddie actually played it on, not on the 5150, as you know. He played it on the 1984 Kramer, but he says he used an A bass string instead of the low E. My guess is it wasn't an A bass string. It was probably like a D, a little lighter, but he tuned it to A. So so you got your A string on a guitar, and he tuned his D string to that. So what you had, I'm trying to think how to explain this. So he did the main riff. I can't play it on this the way Eddie did, but so what I do is when I do the riff, I just hit the A string. But Eddie was hitting the low E string, and it was tuned to A, so that's what made it real lower. Because he was using a bass string, but that's how he did that when he played that. So basically, what you would do, what I do on my 84 is I just use a 10 gauge, or I use a low E string from a set of 10s, and I tune that down to A. I used to put a like a D bass string on there for the low E and tune it to A, but it was hard to actually get into the Floyd. It was actually difficult to make it fit in there, and it messed up the tunings and everything, and the tension. There's a way to do it, but it's just more of a pain in the ass. And what that does is it makes it so you can't play anything else with that guitar. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to use a heavier gauge low E string and tune that to A and set it with my fine tuner so I can go right back to normal low E if I want. So that's how he basically did it when he played. But when I play that song, I just pretty much just kind of thump on the A string. But what he did was, yeah, there it is right there. In the breakdown, when he goes, something like that, but he was doing all that on the low E string, and that's why it sounded like Mike was playing it, but Mike wasn't. Eddie was playing it.
Yeah, it sounds like a bass. That
Right.
low note sounds like a low bass note.
But that's Eddie playing it, not Mike.
But it's really a higher bass note.
Exactly. But that's pretty much what he was doing. Eddie used 62 gauge bass string, but do you ream out the saddle and raise? Oh, okay. Now I see what you're asking. Yeah. So what I did, Alan, when I actually did that on my 84, and it's the same guitar I have now, but I like I said, I'm not using that string. I took the saddle out, not the saddle, the block. Excuse me, the block. I took the block out and I took it to my bench grinder and just ground it down just a little bit, just enough so I could fit that bass string in. Because you're right, you won't be able to fit that bass string in that saddle with that block. So you got to take the block out. I mean, I got a million blocks kicking around, and just grind it down on like a bench grinder or something a little bit so you can fit the string in there, and then it'll work. So yeah, I did do that, and I would tune it to A. That's what I did. But Eddie says it was an A bass string. I don't know if it was an A. An A is just almost too low. I don't know. I used the D when I did it, and that's what Hubbard and I both did. But I mean, that is a great song. I mean, I love Good Enough. It's a really cool tune.
Mm-hmm. And it was originally used in the Wildlife.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I forgot about that. And so was the riff of "I Want Some Action," wasn't it? Something like that, wasn't it? Like
oh man, I can't remember.
yeah, it's something like that. I can't remember that. Hey Frank, take care, buddy.
See you, Frank.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing, Alan. Yeah, there's Johnny's. I love Johnny's 84 with that.
Oh, that's me, huh?
Yeah. Whenever I see that picture, you got a bunch of pictures of you playing. I love Johnny's 84. I wish Eddie had put a cream pup in his 84. It just looks so cool. But you're right. You can see the string height on the low string is higher than the other strings. And that's what was kind of raising hell with my guitar. I mean, it made it difficult to actually play the guitar. You know, and if you play it for other, I mean, in 86, Eddie was not playing the 84 for any other songs. It was just good enough. So, I mean, I guess it worked for him. And he had Zeke to, you know, tune it up for him. But about 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? It's like, I don't want to just play my 84 just for that one song. So that's why I took, what I chose to do is, like I said, I just got a 10 gauge, you know, a set of 10s, and use the low E out of that, whatever gauge that is. And I used that for the low E, and the rest of them were all 9s. And I just, tuned that to an A. But I set it up so I could, I set it up so my fine tuner was all the way down. So I wanted to go back to, or all the way up, whatever you want to say. So I could just use the fine tuner. I wouldn't have to unclamp it if I wanted to play standard. And that seemed to work pretty good for me. Okay, a 62 gauge is a D bass string. Yeah, that's what I used when I actually did that on my 84. And I still think Eddie used a D. I don't think he used an A. I really don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but if you can't fit the bass string in the low E and you want to do that on your 84 guitar, or if you want to set a guitar up to be able to play good enough like Eddie did, you might have to take that saddle out or the block out and just grind it down a little bit so the bass string can fit into the saddle. If you really want to geek out like we did. Or if you don't care, then you can, like I said, you can just kind of, you know, just hit that open A. I'll say. You can just hit that open A string, but it's not going to sound as bassy as it did on the album.
Oh, it's not nearly as heavy.
Right.
It's not. But what
I'm gonna go get my 84 guitar now.
How low, or how? What am I trying to say? A bass set. So let's say if it was an A, you know, what's the thinnest A bass string you can get?
I don't know. I'm not a bass guy. I mean, these guys would know. Alan says, "Oh, I see. That's a bunch of work for one note." Yeah, exactly. That's why I stopped doing it.
Does anybody play bass in here?
Hold on, I'm gonna grab my 84 guitar now. Now that you guys are talking.
What was it? A gauge. How to choose the best bass strings. I think it could have been an A if it was just like the thinnest, you know, the thinnest one you can get, because it's still thicker than a regular guitar string.
I mean, maybe it was. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was an actual real A bass string. I'm not sure. I mean, I just, you know, I didn't have the patience to mess around with the thing. But yeah, so I got, let's see, on mine, what do I got here? It's not even in tune. Oh, that's way out of tune. Here's my 84 Kramer, which is set up like the 5150 era. So these are 9s. You know, the A, the D, the G, B, and the E strings are all 9s, 9 gauge, or, you know, from a set of 9s. But the low E is from a set of 10. And it's not in tune, but
Mike Neese.
Good choice, Mike. Good choice.
Yeah, try playing Running with the Devil.
Running with a Savior. You can even do Christmas songs. You can play Winter Nights. Winter Nights, yeah. Like play bass in my church. That's good for you. That's awesome. I'm not laughing at that. I think that's really cool. Matter of fact, at my church, our pastor asked me to play guitar. And I'm like, I really don't know any church songs on guitar. I can play Ain't Talking About Love, you know, whatever you laugh.
I can play Take Your Whiskey Home.
Okay, so if you want to play like Van Halen songs in church, let's see, what could you play? You could probably play.
Yeah. What's a good Van Halen song to play in church?
Love Walks In.
Van Halen.
Let's see, Jesus Walks In. I could say. Let's see, what's some good ones you can
Mine
play?
Oh Mine. That has some lyrics.
Yeah, but I don't think you can play it. It says, you got Allah in the East, Jesus in the West, Christ, what's a man do? You couldn't play that in church.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What songs what Van Halen songs can you not play in church?
Well, I think what can you not play are pretty much 99% of them, but let's see, what I'm trying to think now. It's a good question.
Hot for Teacher.
You could play Can't Stop Loving You. You can play that. I can't stop loving you. That would be a good song to play in church. What else? Definitely nothing out of the Roth era for sure. That's not true. There's probably a couple Roth eras. But anyways. Oh, When It's Love. You can play that. You can play, you can play 316. There's no lyrics.
Sinner's Swing.
Sinner's Swing. Mean Streets. Play Mean Streets in church.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's a Wikipedia for all Van Halen songs. It actually has them alphabetized.
That's cool.
This is awesome. We could actually use this for trivia at some point. Is this all Van Halen songs? Wait. Yeah, this is every Van Halen song alphabetized.
Jimmy Carr says, finish what you started. Come on, baby. Yeah, I'd go over like a fart in church, right? Or whatever. Yeah, I don't think Pound Cake would go over well, Mike. Let's see. Gosh, there's got to be. I know there's some. You play like Dreams. You could play Love Walks In, When It's Love, Can't Stop Loving You. All the love songs. Running with the Devil. Yeah. There was actually something online. I don't know if it was on the news desk or what it was, but it was like a cartoon. It was a picture of Roth, Eddie, Alex, and Mike jogging, and there was a little devil like jogging ahead of them, and they were like, and it was,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Johnny?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. So these are all Van Halen songs alphabetized.
Alan says, "Got to run. Got to go feed the babies and the wife. Hey, take care, buddy. Have a good weekend, Alan.
Bye, Alan.
Thanks
for hanging out, man.
Yeah, you can play Eruption. Shane says you can play Eruption. Yeah, you can play Spanish Fly.
Is this really all their songs? This doesn't look like much.
Oh my gosh, really?
I mean, look, this really doesn't look like that many songs, but is this really all their tunes?
Wow.
Name a song. Just name any song. We'll see if it's on here.
Unchained. Yeah, it's there.
Look under You. There it is. Unchained.
2 songs begin with You, Upper Breakfast, and Unchained. Wow. Yeah. I mean, okay, that's a good. Yeah, let's
look. There's no. Oh no, that goes up there. Continues.
Judgment Day. Oh, they don't have Judgment Day. There's no Judgment Day. They get Jamie's Crying and Jump. No Judgment Day. It's not all of them.
Oh man. Okay, then some are probably missing then.
Evo 8 says, "What's your favorite Eddie solo and why? If you had to pick one, like Eddie solo, like album wise or like live wise." Live wise, I mean, I love them all. I'd have to pick the Toronto '95 solo, just because the sound and just his speed and his finger dexterity and the technique and just I don't know, just I mean, Live Without a Net is awesome. Man, but I don't know, something about that Toronto '95 solo is just incredible to me. Now, if you're talking about, you know, like album solos, Eruption, obviously, but or Spanish Fly. What do you think, Johnny? What's your favorite Eddie solo, album wise and live wise? Like, I mean, obviously not like the deep cut bootlegs because these guys wouldn't know what we're talking about, but like you know, live right here, right now, Toronto, Live on Net, Us Festival, whatever.
Oh man, there's so many.
It's tough, I know.
I like the solo on Beat It.
There you go.
I think that's an awesome solo.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. It is. You know, action on this '84 guitar is like a mile off the fretboard. Damn. Huh, that's weird. I don't know why it's so high. Most of my guitars, I haven't even set them up forever. Let's see. Have a good night, Al. Simple Rhyme. You know, that's actually a cool song too. I was actually playing a little bit of Simple Rhyme. This guitar's not in tune. Yeah, it's way out of tune. I don't even want to plug in because the guitar is so far. You're gonna know what I'm trying to play. Simple Rhyme. What's it? Yeah,
that's really out of tune.
Wicked out of tune. Never mind. Forget it. But yeah, I mean, that's a cool song in a Simple Rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
Solo is.
I like that one.
Yeah, it is. Mr. B, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, Mr. B. Hey, John BL. John,
yeah.
you ready for tonight, John BL?
John BL. What's your favorite 1984 song? I mean, for me, I mean, I know it's, you know, like the popular one, but I mean, probably Panama. I love Panama. But if we want to go with the deeper cuts, probably Drop Dead Legs. I just love that riff. That's just a great song to me. I mean, they're all great. Top Jimmy, I mean, obviously Jump, but I mean, Top Jimmy, Drop Dead Legs, House of Pan. I mean, they're all great, but Panama probably just because I love the riff. It's, you know, but as far as a deep cut, Drop Dead Legs. What about you, Johnny? Off of oh wait, that's another great one. What about you? What's your favorite song off of '84? I know it's a hard question.
If I was to pick one to listen to right now, I would say Girl Gone Bad.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I'm just gonna say, you know, they're all Eddie's kids, and I like them all the same. That's what Eddie always says. They're all like all my kids, and I like them all the same.
Oh, I mean, it's true.
Mike says Ed is a killer blues player. Yeah, he is. You know, Eddie does. I mean, if you really look at rock and roll, I mean, Johnny will admit, I mean, it all came from blues riffs. I mean, it's all bluesy. I mean, that's what rock is. It's all from blues. And Eddie is. I mean, he's if you listen, I mean, forget about all the tapping stuff and the harmonics and you know, all the crazy stuff that he did. If you listen to Eddie's playing, especially in songs, in songs off the Fair Warning album, like "So This Is Love" and a lot. I mean, he has. If you really listen into Eddie's playing, yeah, it's got Clapton in it because that was his idol, but a lot of his chord progressions and the patterns that he chooses, very tasty stuff. He's an incredible rhythm player. Eddie is. And everybody knows Eddie Van Halen from the tapping and all the crazy, squeals and all the awesome stuff that he does. He doesn't look at them as tricks. We do. But, if you listen to Eddie's rhythm playing and just the tasty, like patterns that he chooses, he's a genius. He really is. And that's just based off of, in my opinion, his rhythm playing and his blues stuff is just incredible, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, and I'm actually these days I'm really into his piano playing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I've been the past year I've been finally learning piano properly.
Yeah, Johnny, you focused on keyboard for the last couple of years, right?
And I actually did a recital where I did the intro to Love Walks In. I actually had to learn it. Technically, awesome. I had to read it. I had to actually read it, like the notes.
Yeah.
But I ended up just like learning it just by ear. Well, actually, I did both. I learned it by ear and by looking at the music because I was learning how to read music as well.
Yeah.
But he does some major stretch. He does major octave stretches in the left hand side for Love Walks In.
Yeah. Well, even now, the opening riff and Right Now, I can play that on keyboard, and it's like, man, that's a big stretch on that one too. Yeah. I mean, I have a keyboard. I have one of those Roland Go Key synthesizers, and oh man, it's like, Johnny, when you started playing keyboard, like, or really focusing on it from a musical standpoint a couple of years ago, whatever it was, made me kind of want, when I start getting some more free time, and I love playing guitar, but I really want to learn some keyboard stuff. I want to learn the fundamentals and some more, I mean, I know the keys, A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, I get that, but I mean, I want to learn more.
It really helps. It really, really, really helps.
The first class you took when you decided, okay, a couple of years ago, I mean, you've obviously been a musician for a long time, but I mean, you kind of knew how to do some keyboard
stuff. I never took music lessons.
Right, but neither did I. But you always knew how to play guitar. So what was the first class you took from a keyboard standpoint a couple of years ago to kind of get you started on like going on that?
Well, it's just beginning piano. Just very, very beginning piano. That's all it was.
Did you do it online, or did you actually go take a class?
I did both.
Yeah.
So there's videos. If you watch my other channel, which I should probably post something over there. I really haven't posted anything over there in a while. There's the link right there. I know I call this Johnny Beane TV. Like, even says my Twitch is Johnny Beane TV. Which, by the way, if you're on Twitch, follow me over there because I'll be doing stuff over there as well. There you go. Nightbot has it. My second YouTube channel, I call Johnny Beane TV. That's what the title is. And there's actually a bunch of videos of me over there playing the piano. I'd go live for like an hour, 2 hours, and just talk to my phone, talk to the chat, and just play. And so there's a lot of video of me over there learning that Van Halen, that Love Walks In intro. And it's great.
Yeah, I can figure out how to play it, but I'm sure you figured it out, like a lot better than I did. But.
I figured out the correct way because I used music as well. Like, I actually had to look. Do I have it here? It's in a folder somewhere. I have the actual sheet music to the intro of that song. And I don't know. It's just there's something about because with the piano, you really have to learn how to play it correctly.
Right.
With the guitar, you can self teach yourself and maybe play a G chord a little differently or whatever. With the piano though, you really have to play correct. Like with the piano, your fingers are numbered and they go on the keys a certain way, and you really have to do them correctly, or you can really hurt yourself.
Now, right. So Mike, you just brought up a really good point. I mean, you're right. You can pick up the guitar and kind of weed your way through it. I mean, I did take guitar lessons for like a year, and I figured out some basic chords. I wish I'd spent more time learning, the theoretical part of it, but I didn't. I just learned, like, I don't know, 25 years ago when I started playing guitar. I already told the story, but I got a kind of a late start on it. But so I've been playing for like 24, 25 years. But I did take lessons for a year, and I figured the stuff out, and I got the basic chords. But I really had wished I got more theoretical, training when I learned how to play guitar. But you're right, Johnny. I think you can pick up a guitar and you can totally self-teach yourself. You may not know how to read music, but you can still learn how to play the guitar and become very good at it and be an incredible player. But with keyboard, you kind of, yeah, everything's right there at your fingertips. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's right there. But my problem is I can play the intro to Jump, and I can play, the Axel F stuff and one note, a bunch of stuff, figure stuff out.
Good night, Metalhead Hippie. Thank you, man.
And if you ask me what notes I'm playing, I can tell you. But what I struggle with on the keyboard is I don't know what fingers are supposed to do what. I don't, and that's what I would like to learn. Okay, so here's the next question. Did you find that when you really started to like, officially wouldn't be the good word, but when you professionally, I guess, or technically started to really learn the correct and proper way to play keyboard, did you find that enhanced your guitar playing as well?
Totally.
Really?
Yeah. Once you start learning the notes, I do know the notes, but once you start getting that stuff in your head, you look at, because a piano, you look at a piano, and a piano is all set up by octaves,
right?
Like you see the same shape over and over and over on a piano. Those are just octaves,
right?
Okay. Once you start to learn, the sharps and the flats and the connection between all the different notes, once you get that stuff in your head, I looked at the guitar in a totally different way. Like you start to see the notes.
Right.
And people can learn that on guitar as well. Anybody can learn that stuff, but I would say if you play an instrument, playing the piano or learning the piano just gives you such a what am I trying to say? It really helps. It really helps with what you're doing.
And that's why I want to learn how to play. I've always been really, really, really interested in keyboards. I love keyboards. I love synthesizers. I love the sounds that they get. My problem is, I can sit down and figure out what notes to play to figure out how to play a song on piano, or not a difficult song, but I can figure out bass. I sat down and figured out by looking at a guitar tablature book how to play the intro to Right Now years ago, because I figured out what notes they were on the guitar, and then I go, okay, well, this is an A, this is a G, this is a B, and I figured out on, sure enough, it friggin' worked, and it sounds exact. But I still don't know exactly how I'm supposed to play it technique-wise. I don't know. So one of these days, I want to take some time and learn keyboard, not just to enhance my guitar playing, but also I just love piano. I would love to sit down and be able to play the piano. I would love that,
I've got my iPad here.
Hey, Zach, what's going on?
Hey, Zach.
Metalhead Hippie's got a roll. Hey, Metalhead, have a good night, dude.
Man, it's impossible to play on an iPad.
Yeah. Aiden, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm a guitar player too, but I can play Jump Sunday afternoon in the park. I haven't been able to figure out how to play I'll Wait yet. I'd like to.
I'm trying to play on an iPad and I can't do it.
I was wow, good.
You're like, are you playing Atari?
Yeah. ColecoVision? Yeah.
Why is that so quiet? Oh, there's the volume. It's actually the Electro Harmonics app. That's what I'm using.
Oh, you're using the Sunday afternoon in the park, electro harmonics.
There
I
it
love
is.
it. That's awesome.
There it is. Yeah.
I actually figured out how to play that. That's cool. I actually
Yeah.
had to play that a couple years ago on guitar with my little electro harmonics guitar pedal. Figured it out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I was actually played that da 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 da.
I remember that, yeah.
That's pretty cool, pretty neat. But I still want to find one of those little like plastic,
The actual ones.
actual ones that Eddie had, which are like a toy.
Yeah. He actually used one live. You remember that?
Yeah, there's
He actually played that song live.
and playing it in Fair Warning. Yeah.
Where he's messing with all the knobs. You know? So you hear a lot of like type of stuff.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a double-edged sword, my problem is yeah, when I find something, I always I always do it, but I spend so much time trying to get to do what I want to do that yeah, I mean I do everything like 120%. That's, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. It's great in one sense, but in another sense, sometimes it comes back to bite you in the ass. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Wait, I wonder.
Sometimes I wish I was just like totally like normal and wasn't like eccentric at everything I do. Whether I suck at it or whether I'm good at it, I won't give up until I get what I want. That's, which is not a bad thing. But Barney, come here. Want to say hi? Come here. Come here.
Oh, man.
Barney hasn't made an appearance yet. Come here.
Barney.
Come here. Barney wants to see Ned. Ugh.
Oh, I think Ned's passed out.
Barney was passed out.
Yeah, you sent me the pictures. You guys, when we were talking about doing this today, it was early for me. It was like 7 o'clock my time. I was sitting here on the couch.
Yeah, for the first time, Johnny reached out to me, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do a show." So I was like, "Great!" I didn't wake him up finally.
Oh, I woke up like super early, and I couldn't go back to sleep. Actually, I went out. I went to the post office like at 9 this morning.
Yeah. Hey, Kurt, what's happening?
Hey, Kurt. Kurt, hey, man. Good to see you. I've seen you around, man, on Twitter, maybe? Have I seen you on Twitter lately? Yeah, man. I've got all these great apps that I use.
I had a bunch of those cool ones on my iPad, and
I've got. Oh, hopefully Barney can't hear that. Whoops.
No, that's fine. Hey, didn't you have some kind of a weird keyboardy thing you pulled out like a couple of years ago on one of the live shows? It was like a real keyboard kind of thing, and you're making all these weird sounds on it. I don't even know what the hell it was. Yeah,
I've got a little iRig.
Yeah,
keyboard setup.
Maybe that's what it was.
I've got that. It's behind the couch. It's like right back there.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. Neat sounds on that.
If I have the let me see if I have the connector. If I have the connector, I can actually play it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have that real quick.
Okay. But yeah, while Johnny's doing that, yeah, this was the 1984 Kramer that Eddie had. He made it at the same time, he made it, but I don't know, he didn't paint it, but it was painted at the same time as the 5150, and we believe the Hot for Teacher. And it had a chrome Floyd on it at the time, and a different neck on it with a chrome nut. It had the 2 stars on the end of the headstock back at that time, and he played that during the 1984 tour. And he usually brought that out towards the end of the show, like for Ain't Talking About Love, You Really Got Me. That's when he would bring the 84 out. And then in 1985, after the 84 tour was over, Eddie actually took the neck off this 1984 guitar, and he put it on a guitar that him and Val donated to the Hard Rock Cafe. And that was the Hard Rock Cafe donated guitar, and it had the 2 stars on it on the end of the headstock, and the black stripe was actually going the opposite way. And this neck was called the replacement neck, and they put this neck on this guitar then, and then sometime between 85 and the 5150 tour, put black hardware on it, and it has a Steinberger knob on it now, but at the time it had a speed knob on it. The Steinberger was on it now, and that's when he did the low A, the A bass string for the low E for Good Enough. And as far as this is the condition that this guitar is in now. I don't know. It probably doesn't have a low A bass string on anymore. But this guitar was brought on the OU812 tour. No knowledge of Eddie playing it live on the OU812 tour, but it was brought on the tour. And from that period of time, the guitar has pretty much been in hibernation. And as far as we know, back in 2004, he actually gave this guitar to Wolfgang. So Wolfgang I'd love to see some updated pictures of this guitar. I really would love to see this guitar resurface one day.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Can you hear this?
Yes.
Yeah. Am I echoing?
Nope.
Yeah, I was wearing pants. Of course. Why is that so high?
Cobra Kai, yeah, maybe that's something I should do at some point. Yeah, for sure.
Wait a minute, I think I have 2 different apps going at once. It's like a grand piano and like some sort of a synth.
That's that iRig thing you got?
Huh?
That's that iRig or whatever thing you got? Yeah, that's cool.
This is plugged into my iPad.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm running 2 different apps at one time, so it's playing like a 70s synth and a grand piano. This is so weird.
That's cool.
Let me see if I can play that. How was that? Was it in C or D? Yeah. Oh, that synthesizer is crap. Let me get rid of it.
Football Legends, yeah, that's cool. I heard that. That's pretty neat. Yeah, good.
There we go. See, listen to that. That's a freaking C. I'm doing it in C. It's an octave stretch. I haven't played it in a long time.
No, I don't believe me. I know. I know how it is. I try to play stuff I haven't played in a while.
There's the
stretch.
The stretch is freaking.
Damn. Wow.
It's all. Yeah, man.
Wow. Of course, Eddie's finger.
Where's my sheet music?
Yeah. You actually read music, so.
It's not a real piano, so I can't practice because I won't be able to hear anything. I can't turn it down, otherwise it'll just be nothing.
I wish I could bring. I'm on my.
That's the left hand. So imagine having to move the stretch
but those are
around. That's the hard part.
Those are the bass chords or whatever you got chord. Those are the bass chords of that song of Love Box.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, the tough part about it. Here, let me do this. The tough part about it is moving that stretch the whole time.
But you're doing that on your left hand, and you're doing the individual notes on your right.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's how that got me. Yeah.
I can't even think how the right hand goes now.
Now, even right now, yeah.
There it is. So it's an A. No, it's a G. Right there.
Do you remember, Johnny?
I got practice it. Ow.
Yeah, I know it's hard. Do you remember that? Hold on one second. I want to show you something. This is pretty cool. This is pretty neat. Let me find it here. This was something that was on the. Oh, this is really cool. Just let me find this here. Oh, it's EVH. Hold on. This is.
I don't have enough octaves. That's why I can't do it.
Here. Do you remember this? Hold on. Do you remember this? When they came out with the
Yeah. Yes, you can't play it, but yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes. Yeah, you can't play it though. You can't play that. You can't play it.
Okay. Well, here's so here's me like a year ago trying to figure out just by ear how to play that. Okay, just the keyboard part. And it sounds like crap, but this is me trying to figure it out.
Sounds good.
So I mean, it's just like that's how I play. I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but
how high is that? That's
yeah, it's a little lower than that.
But that's the highest I can go right there.
But don't you admit that not me playing it, but when the real one, I think that's Ed playing keyboard. That almost sounds like Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea who played that for the bass guitar, but that to me sounds like something Ed would have put together. I think.
It kind of it does. It does. It sounds like some of his music.
It sounds like Dreams or something, you know?
It's like one track or two tracks.
Yeah.
Was it just the one or was there two of them? There was two different videos.
There's two videos. One of him playing. I can't. Like you said, I can't play it.
Yeah, you're talking about. It was around Christmas time. It was a musician's friend.
Right.
Contest is what it was to win an EVH 5150 striped guitar.
But he was playing the 5150 EVH guitar. He was just playing guitar.
It was a photo shoot. It was a photo shoot for the cover in that article.
Right.
And then you're talking about the music that was in the video for that.
Right.
Yeah.
But that keyboard part sounds very Eddie-ish. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think so. I don't know. Hard to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did. Oh, this is in stereo for me. Cool.
That's awesome.
For me, I could hear it going back and forth.
That sounds cool here too.
Was A? Yeah, that's the only Van Halen I know.
50 said, or Kurt S5150 said, I've seen a lot of these hard rock cafes closing a lot. I wonder about the EVH guitars. I would imagine they'd be auctioned off, right, Johnny? I mean, if that happens, I mean, these guitars, I don't know, would they auction those off, or what would they do with them?
I don't know. That's something that's John Makuta.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, he would probably know.
He's after a lot of that stuff. Hopefully that would never happen. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just saw a club in LA. Just they didn't shut down, but they tore the stage out because they said they're not having live music anymore.
Yeah,
and it's a long time. I played there. I actually played there years ago. It's called the Satellite down in it's either LA or Silver Lake.
Okay, so speaking of that, if you and I were to walk down Sunset Boulevard right now, like we did a year or so ago, what's Sunset Boulevard look like now? Or is the Hard Rock Cafe open, or I mean, are the stores opening back up, or is it like a ghost town? Like what?
It was a ghost town for a long time.
Right. What's it look like now? Like right now?
Actually, there is a live cam. There's a live cam from the it used to be called the Chinese Theater.
Yeah.
There's a live cam on YouTube you can actually go to, and you can actually see like a live video from there.
Yeah. But I mean, is the Hard Rock Cafe where the next
is it open? I doubt it.
No.
Actually, if you go to their website, it would actually say.
Yeah,
it would actually say, but they wouldn't be having live, like when we were there, they had live music. Remember, it was like a Def Leppard tribute band or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or it was like an 80s tribute we were watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a, oh, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I remember that. Yeah, I don't, it's tough to say. I don't know. Mike Gutierrez was on with us. He was on with us when we had what's his name? He has a drum company. Mike is on that video, and then we're actually, when things are cool, we'll be heading down to Gary Kramer's, and we'll be doing a video with him.
That's cool. I'd love.
And Mike will have his Kramer that Eddie gave him. He'll have that with him. So we'll be showing that off.
Yeah.
At some point.
Metal soda. No, it's just hot out, and thank you for the compliment, but not quite so much as Van Damme. But hey, Dave, what's going on? Nesdal is here.
Hey. Your two favorite guys are this is making sense now. Your two favorite guys are Van Halen and Van Damme.
Exactly. Van Halen
and Van.
Yeah. So Johnny, check this out. Cobra Kai says, Rob, is it just me, or does part of the soundtrack to Wildlife sound like Right Now? Yes, that is. There's one of the songs that is the Right Now riff, which Eddie wrote back in '83, and he's had it all those years, and just never got released until '91 or whatever.
He wrote that. He originally did that when he was throwing batteries in. He rented the beach house from this famous composer.
Oh, Marvin. Marvin.
Marvin Hamlish or something.
Yeah.
And what you hear in the song, is it Strung Out?
Strung Out.
Unbalanced. You hear like all the on the piano. Yeah. That was actually recorded in '83. That right there, and that's actually that's actually in the Wildlife as well.
The Strung Out part.
The strung out is in the Wildlife, the exact same track as well.
Yeah, when they did the Jon Stewart show in '95. Eddie and Sammy, and actually Mike and Al came in too. They did two Jon Stewart shows.
They did two different shows, yeah.
They did one prior to the beginning of the tour, and then they did one in the middle of the tour where they played live. But Eddie actually said, he goes, yeah, we rented him and Val actually rented back in '83, rented Marvin Hamlich or whatever you want to say, his beach house, and they did that the thing, and he like put a bunch of like beer cans and picks and all kinds of crap in the piano.
So it sounds like this. What? You can't really mess around on a on an iRig.
They strung out is definitely yeah. But that was cool. But and Eddie said, it was like they pretty much destroyed the piano, and they ended up having to get him another one. But Eddie said it was a very expensive song, is what he said, because they destroyed his piano. But
yeah,
kind of cool.
Yeah,
back,
Yeah, he was recording. He was recording all that stuff.
Football Legend says during the US Festival version of Dance the Night Away, Ed threw in Top of the World intro, lick, jump, and riff. Yeah, kind of neat.
Yep, that's cool.
And that brings up a good point with Eddie's music. If you look at my guitar is not in tune. My 84 guitar is not in tune right now, but so I'm not going to demonstrate it. But if you look at a lot of Eddie's songs, Dance the Night Away, Panama, Unchained, they're Running with the Devil, they're all the same chords. They're just mixed up differently. They are all the same chord.
When I first started learning the piano and started messing around with a lot of that, I noticed a lot of those songs. They're kind of similar. There's a similarity. Is that the word?
Right.
Between them all. And you can kind of figure some of that stuff out.
Oh yeah.
If you kind of know what you're doing, play some Bach. Yeah. I can barely play anything now because I haven't played in so long.
Well, this sounds, like I said, this guitar is way out of tune, but Panama.
Let's jam. What key are you in?
But
or you're out of tune though.
I can't even tell. So that's Panama, but here's the same thing. Dance the Night Away.
Oh, you're out of tune.
But we talk about that. Then Unchained,
Oh gosh,
way out of tune. But my point is,
well, that's D, right?
They're all the same chords.
Here, you play that, and I'll play the drop D part.
I am not playing this guitar.
Let's see if I can play Unchained. Let me think. Unchained was actually written on the piano.
It was written on piano. So we'll hear about it later. Yeah.
What would the first chord be? See, this is where the musical knowledge has to kick in. Okay, what notes you playing there? Tell me. Where are you?
This is a G. It was a G chord. Oh God, Johnny, I can't do that. It's so far out of tune.
Where's Alan Garber?
That's awful. I can't.
Well, I know that's D. See, it's embarrassing because I can't practice because I won't be able to hear anything.
It's kind of funny though.
All right, I'm not Mozart.
If
I could just figure out that first chord, I could figure it out.
Can you play bum 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 bum?
It's got to be lower though. This is the strung out version of that.
Movie Halloween.
No, but some kid, some heavy metal kid. Actually, he had long hair and metal shirts all the time. He played that for his recital. He played that. It was like, yeah, and this was around Halloween time too.
Yeah, that's funny.
This was last October, and that's when I played this. Which can I play? I don't have enough octaves. I can't do it. This keyboard's too short. It's too short. Yeah. I can't do it.
That's pretty cool, though. I definitely want to do that.
If you could just tell me the notes you're playing, I could figure it out.
No, it's
See, this is where it comes in handy to be able to play something else. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. What note? What is that? That's okay.
Isn't it G?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, yeah. It's a D.
It's a no D. Yeah.
D. Let's see. D. Okay, that's a G. So D, D, G.
It's a D and a G.
And
yeah.
then F sharp. What did I just say? D, G, F sharp.
D, F sharp.
D, G, F sharp. Okay, so that's all in the right hand. So D, G, and then F sharp. This way, you have to learn your sharps and your flats. Okay, right there. So let's do it high up here. So D.
Here's a video of me actually. Here's a video of me actually playing Unchained the right way.
There it is. Oh, that doesn't sound right. There's some hella helicopter flying overhead.
Here's me actually playing Unchained.
Oh, wait a minute. You're tuned down half a step.
That guitar is.
It's a D9? A D7? Okay, you can't hear anything. You're tuned down.
Well, that guitar was tuned down. This one was tuned.
Oh, now you're just out of tune.
You're right. Football Legend said Ed got all those chords from Pete Townsend in 70 or 71. They performed the whole first side of the Who's live at Leeds. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Steve, you're right. He chugs 5 times on the first one. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think if I did. Is that how? Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think he does. I mean, I'm playing this one kind of like the album. Yeah, I mean that's tuned down a half step, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I think I just did that little video like I don't know 6 months ago. But how are you? So that's okay. So there's a good question. Eddie wrote Unchained, and when you listen to the song Unchained, that sounds like anything but a keyboard song. So when he wrote that on keyboard, obviously the notes are the same. Take away the distortion, all that. But how would you? I mean, are you going to play that on piano like? Do 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 do. I mean, how would you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I know you can, but I mean, well, no. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm wondering what was going through his brain like at that time. That's interesting. Like you see, I mean, you're right.
What I think was going on at the time was he was listening to a lot of funk. Because fair warning, it's all funk.
Yeah.
All of it. I mean, Unchained is funk. If you listen to it, and I could totally hear that on the piano as a funk tune. And then what else? Mean Street intro. That's funk. That's like him imitating funk bass players.
Right.
And then actually, if you listen to it's actually not in the song. It's a hidden. It's buried deep down in the mix. But there actually is a track of it. Of what's the? So This Is Love. There's actually a funk piano part in So This Is Love.
Yeah, and Hear About
in
It
the
Later
song.
Also he wrote that on piano. Hear About It Later.
Yeah.
I mean that's true. I mean when you think about there was a lot of funk and disco was pretty much out the door.
And the bass part for what song is that? You know, the dun 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 dun. That part. That's
Oh, dirty movies. You talking about dirty movies? I mean, actually, I mean, again, I mean, that's this is out of.
Oh, that's not dirty movies. No. That's John Bale. You still here?
Gosh, it sounds so.
You know the. Is this on? For can I fake it? You know what song is that?
Yeah. One foot out the door.
Now. Where's that Wikipedia page?
Center swing.
No. There, football. Thank you. Push comes to shove.
Oh.
The bass part in the beginning of that.
Oh yeah.
That's funk.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds well. Actually, you know what it sounds like, but that's
one.
There's a lot. There's a lot of funk on that entire record.
Yeah.
Thank you, John Biel.
And that, yeah.
Here, let's play it.
Yeah, you can press so far too, but
we're just playing around.
Isn't that how it goes, Johnny?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's something like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And that's tuned standard, and everything's a drop D or.
We'll talk about this tonight, John Biel. Actually, it was just in a few hours. We should probably. We're on 3 hours here. Dang.
Yeah, I probably got to get some dinner in me.
I've got another 3-hour show I got to do later. I got to go for a hike.
Yeah,
I'm going for a hike.
I got to take Barney for a walk.
Yeah.
Hey,
I love the cheesy Kiss disco tunes, man.
Oh yeah,
that's my favorite Kiss stuff.
Paleface says, I forgot about the drop D, even though you've said it a million times. Yeah, I mean, it's funny when you listen. If you're thinking about a lot of the songs that Eddie used drop D in, I mean, Unchained, he used it in, I think, what's the other one on Fair Warning? He used it in Unchained, obviously. He used it in Hear About It Later. I think he used it in, no, he didn't use it in Dirty Movies. But he also used it in 5150, the song 5150, Amsterdam. What else? A whole bunch of songs he used drop D in.
A lot of them.
But there was a span of time where he didn't. He used it in 81, in Fair Warning. And then in Diver Down, I don't think he used it at all. He didn't use it in 84. And then in 5150, he used in the album, he used it in the song 5150. And then he went another few years without using it. Then, Balance came back with Amsterdam. He used it in Don't Tell Me. I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny. He would use drop D sporadically through the years, but he'd go a couple albums without using it at all. It's kind of interesting, But
oh, I'm sure he has way more tunes and demos with it. Tons.
Oh, absolutely.
Tons of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, Frank Corcoran. Yeah, we'll be live tonight for John Biel's Saturday night. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in just under 4 hours. And technically, we wouldn't be able to stay live on this because they only give you 9 hours. The longest we did with Mancuda and I did 9 hours.
9 hours with Mancuda. Pulling your hair out. And I love the guy to death. I love the guy to death. I don't think you can laugh that long.
4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, if we were to do that, that would give us 2 hours for tonight's show. If we stayed live now, if we just stayed on, we'd have a 2-hour show, and then that'd be the 9 hours. And thank you for the thumbs down. Yeah. Of course. But hey, seriously though, yeah, we should probably
yeah, we gotta wrap
up. If you're still up, man, if you want to join us tonight, man, we got room.
Yeah, if I stay up that long, I'm usually pretty wiped out on Saturdays, especially after being sprayed with pepper spray.
Oh,
And I've been sprayed with pepper spray a million times, but yesterday that one got to me pretty good. Kurt says, Rob, text my email. Just got THR10X this week. I was wondering if you could email me your VH patches. Hey, Kurt, I actually don't have the patches, but if I have them on my THR, but I don't. But they're saved in there, so I don't know what they are. Get a hold of Craig Stofko, CHS Guitars. He's the one that sent me the patches. Find him on Instagram or Facebook, Craig Stofko Guitars, and tell him you want the VH patches. Because I don't have that email with the actual patches anymore. I have them saved on my amp. But yeah, get a hold of him, and he will he'll email you the patches. He's the one that actually. So, and if you run into a bind with that, let me know, and I'll do some digging and see what I can find out. But I don't know. I email because I just have. That sounds. Totally 80s. That sounds so 80s.
Just messing around. Yeah, it's 80s synth brass is what that was.
It sounds good, actually.
I'm just within GarageBand.
No. Let me know how you make out with those patches. They are definitely worth their insane. He calls it Amsterdam, by the way. Or there's no Judgment Day, but.
All right. I think we should call it. If you're around tonight, though, man, it's only a few hours from now. If you want to join us,
okay,
let me know, or I'll send you the link anyway.
Yeah. But I'll be like I said, Johnny knows this, but guys, I'll be hopefully graduating on Thursday, and then going on my new job, OJT, and my life is going to kind of open back up again, and I should have some more free time. So I'll be doing some more shows, and I'm doing my own channel and stuff. So look forward to seeing you guys. It's been a long 9-10 weeks, but yeah, look forward to getting back into playing more guitar and doing some cool stuff. But yeah, Johnny and I will be in touch. But so you'll see me.
Yes. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. This has been a very short 3-hour show.
But a very fun 3-hour show.
Oh, it's been great.
Especially playing out-of-tune guitar.
Yeah. And keyboards.
And keyboards.
Okay, we'll see you guys in a few hours from now. I still have to create the session. So look for that. John BL, Neanderthal, Jay Hannon.
Hey, what's up?
Who knows? Caleb. Who knows? Who knows will show up? You never know. All right. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're brand new. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon. We're coming back later, so
thanks, Evo.
Come back. Thank you on YouTube channel members. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. And look for us a little later on with actually, that's not the card. It'll probably look more something like that. Look for a video that looks like that in a little bit. I'll use something from last night. It's not. I change them every time. Anyway. All right. Don't hang up, Rob. I'll talk to you in a second.
Nope. Gotcha.
All right. See you guys in a few. Johnny Beane.
Guys.
Johnny Beane TV. Rob Johnson. See ya.
Take care, guys.